All right. Jesus. Come on, let me get started. I mean, jeez. I mean, jeez. Fuck. I mean, okay, fine. Fine, dude. Fine. All right, Chris. Thank you for the 10. No, wait. Start now. Fine. Okay. I was gonna go, I was gonna go grab myself a water. I was gonna get myself ready, but fuck it. Fuck it. I'll just get started, I guess. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Hi, Chris. Hi, Fox. Hi, Mira. Hi, Botrix. It's not even, we don't even have anything, everything ready yet, dude. We don't even have everything ready. All right. We don't even have everything ready, dude. What the hell? What the hell, Chris? Here, let me put down my... I didn't even get my suit. I didn't even get my goals set up or anything. You got like, oh, fuck. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Boom. God fucking damn it. I can't place a goal. It won't work. Hi, except bacon. Noticing a lack of red rocket. What? Are you a female dog? No, I'm not a female dog. Guys, look, the pumpkin actually talks too. The pumpkin says words. Dude, get fucking... Stream Elements needs to get the fuck out of here. Hello, get to it. Sorry. Our sterile compounding room and team did not meet standards. Well, fuck, dude. You're contaminating everything. Is that what you're saying? You like to contaminate all the shit, all the medicine that's for all the people? Okay. Okay. I didn't get a chance to cover the YMS stuff, so I'm gonna cover the YMS stuff today. There's some more David stuff, and then obviously I watched 2 more movies. I still got to get to the other movies. I added them all listed down here. I still got to get to the other ones. I will get to them. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. It's just because football, right? Football's tonight, so I'll probably only get 1 movie done. But tomorrow, I could probably watch like 2 of these movies, get them done. But I watched Grave Encounters, and I watched In a Violent Nature. So those are the 2 that I watched. And I'll rank them a little later. Fuck them for not promoting me. They didn't promote you? The board will be back in about 30 days. Hi, Gamma. And then there's the Parlo stuff that's going on. I don't know. I actually haven't paid any attention to the Parlo stuff. I know he was working on something. I can't remember I don't know what the fuck happened to Parlo. I'm going to be brutally honest. Thank you for beating the Eagles. Yeah, of course, Flavorless. Of course. It's in my, it's my job. It's my job. Also, Chris, you can watch the YMS. It's 27 minutes, all right? It's not going to take that long, all right? It's not going to take that long. We can learn about the Parlo stuff today, depending on how long a lot of this stuff takes, but we'll see. If not, we'll push the Parlo stuff for tomorrow, because I don't know anything about from the start to the finish of the Parlo stuff. I don't know what happened to Parlo. If he's like, I don't fucking know anything. I don't know anything. All right. Pyrocynical video. Give me a second. Let me pull it up and see how long the Pyrocynical video is. Here, I'm going to finally start using this fucking thing. I'm going to finally start using this thing. Jesus Christ. It's 2 hours. Oh. It's not uploaded. Fuck, 2 hours. I have the Pyrocynical video. I have it. It's a matter of, do I have the time to finish a 2-hour video today? I have it. It's just a matter of, am I able to finish it today? That's the question. Hi, Flavorless, by the way. I don't think I said hi. Also, hi, Cryptid. I don't think I saw you there. Hi. Because 2-hour video, it essentially translates to like 4 to 5 hours stream. That's what it means. Because the derails will come floating in. We're gonna get a bunch of derails, and we're not gonna like be on track. We're not gonna be on track. Oh shit. Okay, that's not what I meant to do. That's why I'm saying, like, I might have to save it for tomorrow. And what I think we'll do is we'll try to save it for another stream, trust me. Okay. It's gonna be a lot to go through. So we'll do it like the main thing tomorrow. Can we get another actually entertaining video like Burger Andy? Yeah, we can get another Burger Andy video. You gave me another one, so we can do that one today. Here, we can pull that one up. I don't think I've actually covered this fucking guy at all. I don't know who this guy is. But yeah, we'll save it for tomorrow. Tomorrow's stream will be dedicated to it. It's a terrible video. Oh, well, shit. Okay. But yeah, we'll cover this one. We'll cover this one. This should be a fun one to cover. This one's an hour 30, but you know, the thing is, ooh, hour 30? We'll cover this one first, then we'll get to this one. I gotta get to the YMS stuff, okay? I gotta get to the YMS stuff, okay? I have to. I have to get to the YMS. I've been waiting to talk about this. I gotta get to it. I gotta get to it. All right, I got it, dude. I got it.
I hate this guy. I hope he suffers. I hope he loses everything. He belongs in prison.
Go get some therapy. You are sick. You need help. I don't think we should put you down like a puppy yet, but actually, I don't know.
YMS stuff sucks. Rob is a loser, scared of the debate. The debate. Interesting. The debate?
Any one of these degenerates, it always somehow goes back to Shadman.
These two
Just stop. Just please stop.
Is this real?
The path of a free speech absolutist is to get dragged into a conversation, look like Vito Giswaldi.
So, Your Movie Sucks actually commented on this video. I wonder if it's still there. You knowingly created a situation where I had to physically hurt myself to give a proper response.
Rob ran from a debate from YMS.
Listen, Your Movie Sucks. The bulls that they have aren't literal bulls. You know that.
Saying it wasn't worth his time. That is kind of retarded. That is actually kind of retarded. Because you're making like multiple videos about the guy, calling him out, but you're not like willing to debate him is a little strange to me. That's like weird. I don't know why you would do that. Like, I feel like if you're confident enough about making these videos, shitting on the guy, you know, calling him out for bad behavior and stuff, which from the last video I watched, it does seem like YMS is like a, you know, a degenerate. He's a very big degenerate. You should have the confidence to be able to debate the guy. Can I get Mod to post links in chat? Chris, you can send them to me. You can send them to me.
Right?
So a little while ago, I made a video detailing the depravity of Your Movie Sucks, a movie reviewer on YouTube who has a history of playing devil's advocate for bestiality and lolicon. He's claimed over and over again that he's actually just arguing for moral consistency, when in my opinion, he's partially doing it to justify his sexual attraction to cartoon animals. He's made numerous responses to me, which are usually Dark Viper style essays where you can clearly tell he's having an eternal meltdown.
It's 14
This is the YMS Crashout, Ben.
pages!
The first one starts with him throwing as many excuses at the wall as possible, like claiming I maliciously released my video while he was at some snobby film festival, as if I'm constantly tracking his location. I'm honestly surprised this guy leaves his house at all.
Whoa!
He also mentions a recent carpal tunnel surgery, saying that he was in excruciating pain for the 5 hours he wrote it. His poor little wrists were crumbling apart at the seams. I mean, I totally feel bad for him.
Like, see, here's the thing. Like, this is what I mean. Like, this YMS guy seems obviously extremely pathetic, right? He obviously comes off as extremely pathetic. So why won't you debate the guy? Like, that actually is a weird... that's so weird to me. I don't know. I'd understand if like Rob's Media said like, I don't want to debate him because it just feels like I'm beating down on just like a degen. It just seems like it's a worthless debate. Like if he were to say something like, it's kind of a worthless debate, I'm making videos calling him a degen. That's like the extent of it. Like, what are we going to debate about? I guess like if he said something like that, I can kind of understand his like point of like, what would we even be debating about? But him saying like, it's not worth his time is like retarded. Because it is worth, like, you've been making like constant videos about the guy. It'd be worth your time to debate him then. Like, he's living in your head rent free. You're letting YMS live in your head rent free and you won't debate him.
Guys, he needs those wrists to jerk off to lion penis. It reminds me of Jake Doolittle at the hospital, using it to bait sympathy after he got exposed as a shitty person. Adam also claims he's likely autistic.
I can't find the clip of Harry
that's the
leaks
reason
it.
why he had to
We
make
might
his
be able to find it on
responses
Perry's
so long
channel.
and drawn out.
That's part of the reason why I think I'm autistic, is because I seem to have like some kind of like obsession with, you know, needing to.
Dude, wait, he's what the fuck? Why is his nails all pretty, bro? What the hell? I didn't even see that, dude. Dude, look at him. Beautiful nails, man. Honestly, that's amazing.
Like I am able to convince people or correct the record in some way of, you know, just
better looking than half the women in chat, dude.
Because I know that I'm not an abuser. I know that I'm not attracted to children. I know that I'm not attracted to animals. I don't even jerk it to Lolly. I hate that that's now a thing that people think.
Oh wow, I'm glad you clarified that, Adam. Maybe he is autistic, but it's not an excuse for stating shitty opinions. You're a 34-year-old man, Adam. Grow the fuck up. Stop with this pity me bullshit. Your parlor tricks don't work on me, you retard. Cause I'm autistic too.
Nathan Troy Adam.
Watch me lose
Movies
afraid.
Afraid, Squish,
Squish,
Amazing Movie, Love It.
love it. All right, I'll add it to the list. Thank you, Abby, for the 2. All right, that'll be part of the list. I have heard of that movie, and I know I've heard it's a comedy, but I know it's got horror aspects to it. That's what I heard about the movie. I have not watched it though. It is a long movie. That's what I've heard, is it's a long movie, but I'm willing to watch it. I'm willing to sit down and watch it. I've heard it's a good movie. So thank you for the 2, Abby.
And I'm not out here debating why it's okay to suck doggy cock. And yes, I'll address the elephant in the room. His short hair. Bro went to his barber and said, "Yo, give me the Anissa Jome haircut."
Commentary YouTubers have no idea
Okay,
what
Rob,
it is
let's
to
not call
work
out
a
the
normal
appearance, man. Can we
job,
get to the point?
let alone put on a whole event.
Now, the
3
main
hour
thing I wanted
Marcus.
to respond to
It's 3? Holy shit, that's a long movie.
here is
It's a long-ass
claims
movie.
of me being a child groomer and a pedophile. Yes,
Wait, hold on,
those
hold
are
on.
claims.
Hold on, let me read this. Yeah, I stand by everything I said in that clip. Adults with brains are capable of understanding that saying, I don't care if someone draws something disgusting as long as no one's being harmed, is a normal position to have. You wouldn't know this because your audience is filled with minors that you have been caught linking porn to. Okay, that's a... Oh, Jesus Christ. Bold claim. Is that... I don't even think there's... I don't even think that's like I don't even think there's any like actual evidence to suggest that. Has Rob ever gotten caught doing something like that, or is that just like he's just pulling shit out of his ass? Okay, that's a bold claim. I would say that YMS does like have a point, I guess. Like, I stand by everything I said in that adults with brains are capable of understanding that saying I don't care if someone draws something disgusting as long as no one's being harmed is a normal position to have. I do think that is kind of a normal position to have, like, realistically, right? Like, if some guy in his room is like drawing like fucked up art, but he's not like distributing it or anything, he's just drawing it for himself.
Nathan Troy Adam.
Thank you, Abby.
Thesis, 1996.
Thesis 1996.
Spaniard movie, very good.
Okay, we'll add that one to the list. Thesis. I'll make sure to... You put 1996. I'm assuming there's a remake of it. So I'll make sure to put 1996. Thank you for the $2, Abby. Thesis 1996. It's spooky, Marcus. Did you like the OG Alien movie? I have not watched it just yet, Captain C. I've watched... Okay, so the ones that I've watched so far is Grave Encounters. And then I've watched this movie right here, In a Violent Nature. I didn't get a chance to watch the rest of them. I have football tonight, so I'm probably not going to get a chance to watch it. But on Tuesday night, I'm probably going to go on a little marathon. I have a few movies I'm going to probably watch down the list, because these are all the movies that we have on the list. So give me a minute on that. But I mean, I do agree with like what YMS is saying here. Like here's the thing. Did you see Lake Mungo yet? Not yet. You guys got to get, you play football? I don't play football, but I watch it. Like I pay close attention to football. I watch it a lot. So it's kind of like a religious thing. Like every day I watch it when it's on. So Thursday night, Sunday night, or Sunday all day, and then Monday night. So it's kind of hard for me to do other stuff while I'm watching. So that's kind of the problem. Epic new PFP or Avatar. Yeah, I know. It's fucking awesome. Thanks to Nox. Nox made this. It's really cool. But yeah, I like, as much as I don't like that there are people out there that draw like disgusting things and draw like these really fucked up pieces of art. It is true that it doesn't cause harm onto people. So realistically, I don't care too much. The part that I don't like is the harm that it causes to the individual drawing it. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm not going to sit here and police people on what they can and can't draw, right? If you want to draw whatever the fuck you want, you can, as long as it's not causing harm onto other individuals. Like, as long as someone's not drawing, like, fucked up, you know, lolly art, and as long as they're not, like, distributing it out to, like, random individuals online and not, like, disregarding the fact that the person they're giving it to might be a minor or could be, like, if they're doing something like that, that's bad. But if they're just drawing it to themselves, then at the end of the day, what are you going to do, right? You can't do anything about that. Like when Nox draws Marcus stacking donuts. I like the pumpkin mouth moving as well. It is all pretty awesome. I like that the pumpkin talks, yeah. I noticed that it blinks and talks. I actually like how the pumpkin mouth moves as well. Are you going to do a Thanksgiving one and a Christmas one? That'd be awesome. If I can get one for like the seasons, that'd be super cool. I don't want to make Nox do all that though. It's purely up to, like, for example, if like Nox wants to do it or somebody else wants to do it, it's purely up to them if they want to do it. The Minority Report, bad movie, is unironically a good discussion piece in punishing people on thought crime. The Minority Report, bad movie? Wait, what does that mean? Abby pretending he isn't Nox. Abby, you pretending he isn't Nox. Dude. But okay, so but I will say YMS makes a retarded claim right after saying minors that you have been caught linking porn to, which I don't think there's even like remotely anything to suggest Rob's Media has ever sent porn to minors. So I don't know where he brings this up. How much for you to watch Solo 120 Days of Sodom? Probably like probably a lot. Probably a lot, dude. That movie is fucked. That movie, can I even access that movie? Hold on. Is that movie even legal? Is that movie even legal? Let's see. I don't even think this is a movie that I can physically obtain. How do I don't... It's, oh, well, actually, is this a book or is this a movie? No, DVD. Looks like you can actually purchase it on Amazon. Crazy. Have you rated the movies we suggested yet? No, but since you guys are here, let's get into it. So the movies that I have watched is Grave Encounters, and I've watched In a Violent Nature. And I'm going to be honest, Grave Encounters, it's a solid B. It's not like some special horror movie. It's, for how scary I thought it was going to be, it wasn't that scary, but it was fun. Like, it was a fun movie. But it's not like anything special. It's a movie that you have fun with. It's definitely a movie you have fun with. You kind of like the awkwardness, I guess, is what I would say. It's a little awkward. The characters act like really like, it's that feeling of like camera crew, but off the cuff. So you're getting to see them like act a little bit off the cuff. It's fun. It's kind of more, there's a comedy aspect to it in some ways. It does a pretty good job. I like it. But it's not that great. And then In a Violent Nature, sadly, for now, this movie's in a C. It could drop to a D. I like that it's the perspective of the killer, but holy fuck, this movie is walking simulator. This movie is literally a walking simulator. You are watching a guy walk through a forest for like 80% of the movie with no talking. It's good. The kills are incredible. I love the kills. But Jesus Christ, the amount of just sitting there and watching a guy walk through a forest is like, it's painful. It's extremely painful. Like I have a very hard time. A movie that I actually have watched before, like multiple times, is As Above, So Below. But I will rewatch it again. But if I had to rank it now, before rewatching it again, would be A. I really like As Above, So Below. It's creeps the shit. It's like creepy as fuck. It's scary. I love some of the like bits of like horror when like the demons like come out. It's spooky as shit. It's really good. I really like this movie. It's an A for me. But we'll rewatch it to see if I get that same feeling with the rest of the movies on the list here. Check the M's for the clip. Okay, this is the clip of Rob's media.
Okay, you want to do that game? You really want to do that game? Make all the chatters notice my speech impediment? How about this? You are now breathing manually. Your breathing is no longer automatic. Think about it. You now have to consciously control every breath. You're breathing manually. You're also blinking manually. Your blinking is no longer automatic. We've switched it to manual mode.
What?
Sorry. All right. Anyways. Okay.
What? Why? Why? What? That's so fucked up. Who timed out Gamma? I did say Grave Encounters was corny. It was okay. I actually don't think it's that corny. It's not that corny. It's fun. It's not like, I wouldn't call it like, okay, it is a little corny. Like the girl in the movie is like, oh my goodness. It's just really fun. It's funny. It feels kind of funny. The characters do act like kind of a specific way. Like the black dude is so like, I'm sorry, but the black dude is like the stereotypical like loud black dude who's like fucking, I don't know how to put it. He's like angry at everything essentially. He's like pissed the whole time and he's like super loud. And then the girl is like a fucking pussy. She is like literally just the biggest pussy. And the kills are funny. Like a lot of the kills are just kind of funny. They're not really like scary. They're funny, which is why I like it. It's not like it's scary, but it's more just like, man, I had a good laugh watching some of the kills happen. I had a good laugh watching some of the stuff happen. It was pretty fun. If the movie wanted me to take it serious, I couldn't like in any way take the movie serious. But it was really fun to watch. It's family-friendly horror, almost. Almost. I wouldn't go as far as that far. Just say you hate him, Marcus. I can't believe they casted Tyrone. Never blinking again. I can't blink, man. I can't blink. But my next move, we did get 2 more additions, so I'll have to add them. My next move is probably tonight. I'll probably have room to watch 1 more. Let's look at my list. I'm going by donos first, then I'm going by members who put in their free ones. So my next one should be As Above, So Below. And then on Tuesday, hopefully I can get to Tales from the Hood, Poultrygeist. I'm gonna try to do Poultrygeist as a community watch. I kind of want to do that one as like I'll get into like one of the chats, and we'll watch that one together. That's one that I want to hope to probably do together. And then so expect, when will you watch Robots? I watched it recently, man. I already told you. And then View is Afraid and Thesis, Abby, will probably come on like I'll probably watch those on Wednesday. Those will probably be ones I watch on Wednesday. Then anything after that is going to be like Lake Mungo, Alien, Scream. And then my movie will probably come last. And then I'm going to eventually go watch the Good Boy movie. That's what I'm planning on. Is eventually I'll watch it in theaters.
Claims he attempts to make. This is over the fact that I briefly showed his not safe for work public Twitter account, using it to cite where I found certain images from that I obviously won't show in my video. Adam thinks that simply mentioning it and describing posts on it means I'm luring 13 to 17-year-olds to pornographic content. which is
Oh, is
moronic.
that what he's referring to? The reason I'm not sharing a direct link to the video is because it contains details, descriptions of pornographic images involving myself and... Okay.
In multiple different.
Thank you, Happy, for another $2. The Hills Run Red.
I really like it, Marcus. Tatlo.
Thank you for another movie. Jesus Christ, Abby. Another one. You don't have to keep. I mean, you can give me more. I mean, I'm not complaining. If you want to keep suggesting more movies, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Ways. For one, I have a content warning at the beginning of all my videos.
I've heard of the
always
Hills
had
Run Red.
mindsets that older viewers are
I've not
watching my
watched it, though.
content, which is why I've covered various risque topics over the years, like disturbing websites,
Or have
dark
I?
history,
Let me
and
check.
more. It's just not something that comes across my mind, which is why I also don't bother censoring OnlyFans usernames. Second, Adam mentions himself
I might have
that
seen
minors
this.
can't access his explicit content on Twitter, as he's enabled settings that block them from seeing it.
And I pointed out in the comments section, the settings that I have enabled on these websites ensure that if there are minors on the website, right, they don't have the ability to access it. And I tested this yesterday, by the way. I tested this. I created a fake account with like a 13-year-old birthday or whatever, just to test this out. Because I take this very seriously, right? I created an account on this website just to test it out. You cannot see any of the media displayed on my page, right?
So how would I be allowing minors in my audience to access these materials if you've put restrictions in place to prevent that from happening? It makes no sense. Trust me, I don't want to leave minors to that shit. I don't want poor little Timmy to stumble across videos.
Marcus, you'll have to take my word. I can't find the clip. That's all right. That's all right. I'll take your word. I'm imagining Perry leaked it. You know, knowing Perry, he leaks that type of stuff. Watch on.
Mason Soy Adam.
Watch on. Good scary house horror
Thank you for the
movie.
2, Abby. Thank you for the 2, Abby. All right, that's going on the list. I also have to go by whether or not I could actually achieve, like, how I'm going to achieve the movie. I actually went to a like a record place because they sell movies there, and I was thinking of buying a few of the movies that I like. If I could find them on the shelves, I'd buy them because usually they sell them for cheap. I couldn't find any of them.
Mason Soy Adam.
Hell House, I fucking love Hell House. Kind of same as Haunt in the theme. I love Hell House. That's one of my favorites. Hell House is fucking scary as shit. That movie is scary. Makes me piss my pants. Thank you, Abby, for the 2, by the way. How much would I have to donate for you, Rue, to sound you? Oh yeah, no, that's not happening. Oh yeah, that ain't happening. Yeah, Chris, okay. All right, buddy. Come on, man.
Adam is recreating Mr. Hands of Big Dick Randy. And while yes, minors could lie about their age on Twitter to access this stuff, the same thing can't happen on YouTube with age-restricted videos. So his suggestion that I should do that wouldn't matter at all, as minors are always going to find ways to view this stuff. But Adam isn't exactly helping in this regard. The third reason this is dumb is because Adam has done exactly what he's accused me of, showing people in his audience where explicit materials can be found. He did it in a 2022 video where he watches the movie Prey, showing how to access a furry fetish site.
Why can't they use a professional movie budget for CG for something that's actually worthwhile? Like pornography. Predator pornography. I should look some up right now.
What is he talking about? What's the brother talking about?
None of these are what I wanted. See, they put aliens in there too. There's one with a...
Jesus Christ. See, this is what I mean, dude. Like, YMS is like a retard. Like, this is obviously, like, fucking stupid. I'm assuming this is a video. Did he say Prey is a bad movie? Is he, like, saying Prey's not a good movie? Prey's a great movie.
Demigorgon? The top one they have, like, weirdly human eyes. It's not bad animation, though. Holy shit, one of these is 25 minutes long?
It's probably a distress signal
Jesus!
from this ship.
No! Put it away!
What the hell?
Yes, I'm searching up predator porn. That's how invested I am in the film.
By his own logic that he set up
Oh,
to
he's
demonize
invested.
me,
He's actually he likes the film. He's invested in it so much that he's looking up predator porn. Fuck, dude. This guy is so weird. This guy is so fucking weird. Marcus, can I suggest a movie? Yeah, you can suggest a movie. Please let it be a horror, Chris. It has to be a horror. I've said multiple times, it's got to be a scary movie. Or at least, like, funny. It has to be, like, in the realm of horror.
this must make Adam a groomer, right?
Damn it!
Well, according to him in his video response, it's okay because he wasn't showing a specific page on there, just the website where you can find them.
I don't describe any of it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
like
on
actually, yeah.
screen,
That to be
right?
fair, that's like really retarded.
And then one of my editors, who made this edited version of the video,
because if it's a
decided okay,
that's
we're
just that's like really retarded because it doesn't matter if you're telling them what you're searching up. If it's a site that has porn on it, it's like it doesn't matter what like type of porn, right? Like, you know, it doesn't matter what type of porn. That if as long as they go on it, they could probably just access the porn. It doesn't have to be the exact one that you're looking up. It could be anything. So that's a bit silly.
We're gonna make this into a little joke. They put the words E621, which is not a
Marcus, you made me
specific
giggle and
page
slap
that
my
leads
belly and
to
fart
these images.
really
right?
loud.
This is just a vague. This is like saying, "Oh, Pornhub
Dude.
exists," right?
Come
I
on
don't
now.
even know if the images there were like from E621. Could have been on fucking, I don't know, Rule 34. Like, you're allowed to say Rule 34 in a video, right? I didn't describe any of these images beyond saying, "Oh, a demigorgon's in one. Haha, that's funny."
Yeah, but you like specifically put in the video like a Google search and it's like whatever the fuck. I don't even remember. But you literally like explicitly put that in there. You didn't have to do that. Like that's just like unnecessary. Like putting that there is like so unnecessary. It's like I don't know, it's just weird. It's like you don't need to add that into the video. If you can listen, man, if you want to fucking look up predator porn on stream or something or on your video or whatever, I could give two fucking shits. But like why are you adding in the Google search? Like that's like specifically showing your audience like this is where I look for it, by the way. Like like you don't have to add that. It's unnecessary. It's so unnecessary.
Referencing that a website exists, right? Just saying, haha, funny porn. And then there's some images that are so censored that I don't even know if they're porn. Like legit, like I don't even know. Because they're censored to the degree where like you can't tell, and that's the point, right? Where like there's no sex. There was no sex acts in the images anyway. It was just like the context of that image would have been, oh, they're just posing. There weren't even there weren't even any sex acts in the images that were heavily censored.
Okay, but it's clearly pornography. You refer to it as predator porn, you fucking homunculoid. I didn't even show censored porn in my video. I just mentioned the existence of your account to mock you, context which he is well aware of. There's also this part to one of his Twitter responses, where he says leading people to real pornography is not as bad as drawn pornography.
Nice try. Have you still not watched the video, or are you deliberately leaving out context again? I'll explain it again here since you won't. Rob's video led to pornographic images of real people. Wait, what? Rob's video led to pornographic images of real people? Damn, you guys are really hating on Chris right now. Mine did not? I don't even... Man, I just don't get it. What the Rob's video led to pornographic images of real people? What? How? Rob described who and what is being penetrated, which hole and what race is doing what, all under the context of shaming those involved. The extent of what was described in my video is me saying there's a demigorgon. Rob told his audience to go to the specific user page to view it, while simultaneously showing the user page on screen. Rob told his audience to go to the specific user page to view it, while simultaneously showing the user page on screen. My video did not show or mention any usernames, artist names, or anything beyond the name of the base website that hosts material. This is no different than the mentioning the name of the Twitter as a website. This is not equivalent to directing people towards a specific page to view the described images of real people.
Even though both are porn at the end of the day.
I just got a shiny Pokemon.
I'm not surprised he made
yeah,
this
you can send it in DMs,
seeing
man.
this is the same guy who plays devil's advocate for Lolicon. Another difference in his eyes is that him showing off this website is clearly a joke. But mine isn't because, well, the joke is on him.
It's not in the context of, let's shame this person, right? It's not...
Okay, I'll be brutally honest. Ultimately, I don't think showing the website is like fucking end of the world, right? I don't think it's like end of the world. You get a slap on the wrist and just be like, hey man, don't show the website. But I mean, I will admit that YMS's response to that is like, oh, what the hell, man? It's just a joke, man. I was just joking around, man. Come on, having a little fun. Instead of just being like, yeah, I don't know why I put that there. That was retarded. You could just say like, yeah, that was dumb. I shouldn't have done that. And I feel like people could just like be like, oh, okay, and then move on. I don't think anyone's gonna care. But I do think the fact that you're like reacting with like a, oh, what the hell, man? What the hell? It was a joke. And these people are doing it. They're taking it serious. That makes it worse, man. Come on. Like that just makes it like worse.
Not in that context. It's in the context of, haha, this movie's so boring that I'm gonna look up porn.
It's not a, but what? Okay, I'm actually pissed off now. I actually hate this YMS guy. Prey is not a boring movie, bro. Prey's a good movie. This movie's a banger, dude. What is this guy talking about? This is how I know that this guy is terrible. This guy is terrible at reviewing movies. This guy fucking sucks. So not only does this guy want to fuck cartoon dogs, or not dogs, sorry, cartoon cats, big cats, he also has fucking god-awful movie taste. Praise a boring movie, my ass. Shut the fuck up.
Doesn't like the fact that it's not
why
so
do you fake being my friend? What the hell, Chris? Dude, what the hell, man?
Diorio and I kink-shamed him.
Why was it important for you to knowingly direct minors
Scar doll in the books
18 plus accounts of myself within the context of kink shaming and describing in detail?
Boo-hoo, kink shamed. But if I hate these people. I hate these people who are like, oh, why are you kink shaming me? Then don't bring up your kinks on like fucking live streams and why? I don't understand these people. They get fucking like upset that they're getting like kink shamed, but they're the ones who bring up their kinks. They're the ones who like openly talk about their kinks, and then they get upset when people are like, whoa, you fantasize about Scar? What a freak. And then he's like, oh, what the hell? Why are you coming after me for my kink? What the hell? You shame me for no reason. True. As a YMS viewer, we don't have proof, Big Aaron. Capsy said, I need proof. Damn it. Where's the video? I need the proof of him sticking it in the scar. I need proof of him. I want to see the video. I want to see it. I just don't get these people. I don't get these people when they like bitch about like, why are you kink shaming me? Why are you kink shaming me? What the hell? I thought we were in 2025, man. I thought we were over this kink shaming stuff, man. Like, listen, I've said this before. A lot of people are into weird things. There's a lot of people who are into weird shit. But once you like openly talk about what you're into, expect to be made fun of. Like, listen, I'll be honest. Like, when he talks about, like, the kink shaming stuff, and he says, like, Diorio and Rob's Media are the people kink shaming him and stuff. It's like, I'm sure Rob's Media and Diorio probably have some weird, they're into some weird shit, right? But they don't openly talk about it. They don't openly talk about it because that's shit you kind of want to keep behind closed doors. You choose to openly talk about it, then eat shit and take it when people fucking make fun of you for it. People like you a little bit more when you choose to, like, take the fucking hit and just say like, ah, yeah, you can make fun of me. I try not to assume people are this gross that it must be ironic on some level. Like no one can really be into that stuff, right? Like at some point it must be a joke. I don't think so. I think a lot of people are into like weird shit. A lot of people are into like weird stuff. I don't think it's like the end of the world that someone like, for example, like it's not the end of the world if somebody likes unironically when Chris brings up like big belly and oh you make me fart. There's people who fucking they love being farted on. They huff that shit down, breathe it in. They want a big booty Latina to sit on their face and absolutely unload the juiciest of farts on their face, all right? That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes, man. And like, listen, is it weird? Yeah, it's fucking weird as shit. But like, you know, it is what it is, you know? It is what it is, man. He likes the farts. He likes to huff them, man. What the? Some people like farts, man. Hey, man, some people just like to be shitted on, I guess. I don't know. It's, you know, I'm about to bust. Gamma, the wrong time to be saying that. My voice just cracked. I need to bitch you for like
detail who's going into what hole and what race they are and saying here is where you should go find them. Why was that important to you?
It wasn't important. I just wanted to kink shame you because it's funny to me. You're a public figure, Adam. You've spent your 15+ year long career giving opinions on controversial subjects. If you're going to do that and post videos of yourself getting blacked on Twitter, people like me are gonna mock you for that. Womp womp, loser. If you don't want to be made fun of like this, stop revealing so many details of your personal life.
True.
You're a fucking movie reviewer, dude.
For 2 years of my life, I tried to oppress it. It wound up with me getting addicted to fucking cocaine and crystal meth.
What?
Like, that was not fun, but I'm a strong person. Like, I'm a fucking...
She got addicted to cocaine and crystal meth? What? I don't shame you, Chris. It's okay that you like farts. I know you like them, and that's okay.
Like, I literally can't...
No free music, Gamma!
...to people that don't want me.
We know, dude. All it takes is one look at you. Now, at the end of the day,
someone
I don't
spilled
actually
rain
think
in
Adam gives a fuck
someone
about child
spilled
safety.
ranch
He just wants to
in my parking lot, and then it rained and it's chunky. And you know what, Big Aaron? There's somebody who gets a fucking hard onto that.
Spread out my video before anyone can see it by attacking my character. I mean, this guy is retweeting people who are calling me a pedo. Oh, and what a shock. The person who's saying this is a Destiny Glazer. They're defending him against his actual admission to having CSAM material. But no, I'm the pedo for mentioning Adam doing porn. Yet despite lying about me multiple times regarding this, he's whining about how I won't pin his lengthy essay under my video. Oh, and he wants me to heart it as well. Yeah, let me heart the comment where he slanders me as a groomer. The fact that I wouldn't do this drove him insane, as he DM'd me, begging for his schizo meltdown to be pinned. But this wasn't the reason why I blocked him. I did so.
Have you ever met a chill pedo? I don't think I've ever met a pedo before. It's kind of slutty of the ranch being all thick and shit. True. I don't think I've ever met, like, a pedo. Actually, oh my god, actually. Okay, so I got a little story. I'm not going to go into too deep of details because I'm not going to go into too deep of details because I don't want people to find out my high school. But I had a coach. I played multiple sports, so I'm not going to say what sport, but I had a coach. He was my coach. And a couple years down the line, I'm not in high school anymore, but I think it was like, I want to say like 5 years down the line, because I've been out of high school. Turns out he got arrested because he was like, he has a wife and kids. And turns out he was like in a sexual relationship with one of the students. And I was like, damn. I forgot to look up how long he got for it. But it was kind of crazy. Like when I learned who it was, I was like, whoa. Because that was my coach. Like he was my coach. I was out there with him every day after school for practice. I was out there with, and you know what, Chris? He was a chill guy. He was a super chill guy. Like he was like he was cool. Like he was a cool guy. But you know what? I will admit I should have known something was a tad bit off, because I'll say it this way, right? He was like a good looking guy. Like he was like one of those, you know how you have like your high school coaches of teams and stuff, and they're usually like older dudes who are like fucking, not saying they're ugly, but they're old guys who are like graying and a little fat and stuff, and they're not like desirable. This guy was like buff, he was like fit. He was a pretty decent looking guy. So like, you know, the girls at the school who like didn't understand the ramifications of like the whole fucking like pedo shit, they thought he was like kind of hot. So it doesn't surprise me that like one of the girls was like obviously into the guy. What surprises me is that he, you know, engaged with the girl. Like that's what surprised me. Cool guy? Cool guy? Like that's what surprised me, because he was a pretty decent looking guy. Like he was a very well, like he was fit, very fit, and he was younger. He was a lot young. I don't want to say like younger as in like 20s. He wasn't 20s, but he was like 30 something. But again, like he's a married man with kids, right? You wouldn't think that he would do something like that, but he did. And like I said, he seemed like he was a cool guy. He was a cool guy. He was a cool guy. Hey guys, it's Cool Aaron. I smoke weed, guys. Hey Aaron. Hey, say Aaron. That is the one I think pedophile that I technically knew. Good thing he was into women, not boys. All right, that's all I'll say. Because you know what would have happened to Marcus, man? What would have happened to Marcus? I don't even want to know, man. I don't even want to know. Because I would have been fucked up, dude. I would have been fucked up. He was my coach. He was my coach. It would have been fucked. I'm about to bust. Gamma, why do you keep on busting, bruh?
Oh, because he went as far as requesting to follow my girlfriend on Instagram, seemingly in order to send her a DM too. Buddy, she doesn't want to talk to you.
Jesus
She's
Christ.
busy playing Overwatch.
You gotta stop with this clip, man. Stop showing the clip of him shirtless.
This to me crossed a bit of a line, and I've had no interest in directly engaging with him since. And really, there is no point in doing that. He'd rather smear me as a groomer because he thinks it's a funny meme.
The guy who made the video refused to pin my comment for transparency. And yes, in that comment, I say, this is grooming behavior, and I call him out in all caps, and I do a little schizo
hello,
shit.
Stunning and
right?
Brave Salamence.
I was ass mad
I didn't even see
because
that.
I was typing this as I was at TIFF, in between fucking, running around watching 4 movies a day. In my comments, in the exact same thread, I give the most charitable interpretation. I go, here's exactly what you did, and it's not a quippy soundbite. It's not a fucking meme, right?
Why did I
so
click
anybody
on the link?
who's like, oh wait, they showed porn to minors?
It literally says
in the same thread goes, oh okay, that's what he meant. Even on Twitter, it's like within the same fucking thread.
There's no use in arguing with him. He'd rather misinterpret things and lie. I made this clear in my original video. By the way, this conversation would go on for multiple days. To give Noel some
See, that's another reason why I don't understand why you wouldn't want to go on a debate with him, though. If you truly believe that YMS is just a guy that wants to misinterpret things and lie, wouldn't it support your case even more if you just got on a debate and just proved that, yeah, this guy's just going to misinterpret what I say? And just lie. It would look great in your favor. It would look heavily in your, great in your favor. Saying like you don't, like, again, take this what I'm saying with a grain of salt, because to be fair, Chris couldn't find the clip. So this could be not true. I have no clue. It could be not true. But if he really did say, like, I'm not going to debate him because, you know, it's not worth my time, it's like, you got to come up with a better reasoning for why you don't want to debate the guy. Because I feel like there's better reasonings to why you don't want to debate YMS. I mean, he's a very pathetic person. I can understand why someone might say, like, I know I've made a lot of videos about him, but brother, I'm not going to debate the guy. You know, I can understand why. I could.
Criticism.
But you got to give a better reason.
He shouldn't have
than
even
that.
tried engaging with this guy. Adam is never going to change his position. Null should have just called him a dog fucker and left it at that. Now, I'm sure you're well aware that my original video was briefly taken down on YouTube, and I do think Adam had something to do with it. He claims that showing a screenshot of his NSFW Twitter account violates YouTube's community guidelines, despite no actual pornographic content being shown. I also never linked to it, as some have claimed. But coincidentally, only a few hours after Adam released this Twitter statement, my video was taken down.
Suspicious.
However, YouTube claimed it was for showing a clip of Null reading one of Adam's own Reddit posts, where he defends bestiality. The funny thing was, the video where I got that clip from was still up, though it was age restricted. So I told Sensitive Society, who also made a video on this, to take his video down so he wouldn't risk getting a warning or a strike from YouTube. Adam would go on to brag about the videos being taken down, lying by omission to make it seem like we took our videos down willingly. Though luckily, mine did go back up, but it is age restricted. Adam claims I'm making this all up, saying that it's common for YouTube to give the incorrect reason for a video removal.
I wouldn't jump on the hill that it is him just entirely, Rob. I mean, at least he said at the beginning that he is inclined to believe that it had something to do with him and not definitively that it was him.
And then in his community posts, he's saying that it was dinged for a completely other reason. And Nick just kind of believes him on that. He shows that, like, oh, the timestamp.
It very much could be YMS. It could very much be YMS.
On the thing that they sent, which has happened to me a billion times. Like, anybody who's been on YouTube would know. Like, if you get like any kind of like strike from YouTube, or, you know. I will say that usually it'll tell, like, I've had a video taken down before and it tells you who, like, is taking it down. It tells you, like, who is taking it down. So I'm curious as to, like, what Rob, like, if I don't know if this is how it works, but is flagging different? Like, if somebody flags it, does that mean that the video can be taken down without them telling you who is flagging it, I guess? Because usually it tells you who's taking down your video. Usually it does that. If you get anything from YouTube, more often than not, the timestamp's wrong, right? When I got dinged for having, like, 9/11 footage in one of my videos as a joke, like way back when, I had to surf around because the timestamp they provided, I was like, what? That just leads to a random thing. What? And then you have to surf around and be like, oh, okay, this is probably the issue. Either Rob doesn't understand that or he's coping and lying. It's kind of weird. Maybe that was the case years ago, but if my video was removed for showing that Twitter username, then why is the claim for audio and not visual content? How about read the fucking screenshot, you stuck up little cunt? And how about you admit to wanting my video removed or restricted so less people can see it? You're very afraid of this becoming mainstream, but all this did was enable the Streisand effect. Adam's other main tactic against me was to downplay the severity of my video without directly showing my arguments. It once again reminded me of Vosh, specifically his livestream response to Ethan Klein, where he never actually shows any clips. Adam actually does something similar. Not once in his hour-and-a-half long response video does he show a clip from my video. Instead, he yaps on and on about how I'm bad faith, while giving vague, shitty examples. He claims I left out context about why he argued with Null, the owner of Kiwi Farms. The context that was left out of the original video is that I'm not arguing about Kara the Wolf. I'm only in there because I was mentioned in the video because people were comparing me. I think it was Null himself. Like, this is a long time ago.
He's so girly.
I was only
dude. It's
in
like
there
really awesome
because people were trying to connect the dots, like Rob.
Yet if you watch my original video, I do explain the context. The funniest instance of this is when Adam started an argument of Null, the owner of Kiwi Farms, after he uploaded a video in late 2018 talking about the zoo sadist, Wolf. In that video, he makes the claim that Adam is part of the growing normalization for fucking dogs. The one time he does actually add context, it only makes him look worse. When I brought up Adam engaging with Shadman on Twitter, he adds on worthless excuses.
As soon as he drew Keemstar's daughter, that was the situation where he was no longer doing things that involved consensual adults. He was involving people that were not consensual adults. That's a clear line that was crossed. I don't think I ever defended that, ever. Right? I don't know. I don't think there's any interactions of me and him after that point, and if there were, I probably didn't know about that.
Yeah, he interacted with Shadman twice after this. The second occurrence was dug up and archived by a Kiwi Farms user following this response stream.
I don't know. Twice after this is a bit of a reach. Not to be on like the YMS, train and say like he's right here, but 2 interactions on what, Twitter? I mean, come on. It's not. After the whole, here's the thing. After the whole Shadman situation with the back in the day, where people started calling out like every single individual that interacted with Shadman, and like went on like my knowledge of animal peni pales in comparison to yours. I don't know, unless there's like a tweet of YMS like straight up like going in like defense mode for Shadman over like the excessive like art that he was drawing. I just wouldn't go as far as to use this as like something against him.
He's giving up.
It is like retarded, right? It is like retarded because you make the claim that like once he drew Keemstar's daughter, that was raps, right? That was raps. That's it. No more. I can't defend the guy, and I don't think I ever did, and I don't think I ever interacted with him. And if I did, it was it was because I didn't know. And it's like, okay, 2 times afterwards, I can probably give the benefit of the doubt and say maybe you didn't know about it, or you weren't interacting with him in the intent of being like, we're buddies. Oh shit. This is after the Belle Delphine incident. When Shad, sorry, I hit my mic. When Shad drew her. Ugh, I'm losing my voice. When Shad drew her, he drew Keem's daughter after that.
Plausible deniability here, and he then downplays the interaction I showcased in my video.
I think there's literally 2 interactions, and both of them were me not responding just directly to him, but you can see like 3 other people tagged in all of these, because there was a big comment thread, and then I would make a joke. I made a joke like, "Ha, draw my horse persona getting railed by Scar," or whatever. Self-deprecating.
Funny joke. If he didn't have someone draw the exact same thing.
Okay, but when are you guys going to draw and animate 4K images of my horse persona getting railed in the ass? Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, Adam, man. Man, come on, man. I don't want to defend this, man. Okay, Rob, I'm gonna be honest. This is a bit of a reach. This is a tad bit of a reach. He's not like fucking. It says replied to Peter J. Casey, Shadbase, and Ricky Berwick. I'm gonna be brutally honest, dude. If he's only had the 2 interactions and it's those 2 interactions, I'm not gonna hold the whole Shadman thing over his head. It's fucking 2 interactions and none of them are him like going on defense mode for Shadman.
For you years later.
I wouldn't use
Alongside
this.
not showing clips,
this is not
Adam
viable.
has downplayed his past statements in his Twitter response. He wrote, 10 to 15 years ago, I shared my personal perspective on various controversial moral philosophical issues, and because I was in my early 20s, I didn't phrase myself as well as I would have today. I pointed out in my video that he was still making these statements as recent as a year ago, though he spends his new response restating them in a more palatable and optics-friendly way.
People have asked me, how is it possible for an animal to consent to a human being, right?
Hi, Jimbo.
And my answer was the same way it consents to another animal. Now, people have interpreted that as me saying animals want to have sex with human beings and therefore it's all good or whatever. People have interpreted that as me saying all actions, sexually towards animals are permissible because of that. That is not my position. My position is that, sure, it's possible, right? So when someone presents me with this is 1000% not possible, and I go, okay, well, it's probably possible.
Despite this, he still claims there are ways that animals can consent to humans, meaning he hasn't learned jack shit. He claims that he was always speaking from.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like kind of a silly. Hi, Benzim. That's kind of a silly... I don't think a human could consent to sex with God, hypothetically. Well, like, I think this is, like, super silly, right? Because he's saying, like, oh, it's the same way, like, animals consent with each other. And, like, I don't think that, like... I don't think that, like, can apply here. I feel like that just can't, like, apply here, right? It's like I said before, where it's like, when we talk about, like, animals having, like, sex, right? Like, an animal, right? They're like, how do I put this? They're I don't want to say primitive, but like they don't have the cognitive brain to like do like what we do as humans and ask for like, can I have sex? Can we do this? Can we do that? They just go in, right? They just go in. That's like how animals fuck. They just go in, right? So like the thing I don't understand from his like point is like he's saying like just same way as animals like have sex with things. It's like, yeah, but the difference is that like we're humans and they're dogs, right? So we have this conscientious idea of like consent, right? We understand like consent. Like, let's be real here. If I saw a dog fucking a cat, right? Is that like fucking weird? Yeah, that's like super weird. Or if I saw like vice versa, whatever. If I saw that, I'd be like, damn, that's like really fucking weird and messed up, right? But like, or like dolphins, I think rape other animals. I think. I could be wrong. But like that'd be fucking weird and I think that'd be like fucked up, right? But like they're animals, right? They're fucking each other and I'm not going to be like outraged by it. All these animals aren't like on the same sphere as like a human being, where we have this like kind of moral compass of like we're not like, so if a dog sticks their ass in the air to you, right? And they're in heat. Your reaction is not this is like the dog wants me to fuck it. I'm going to fuck the dog, right? That's not what that's not like you don't do it because like we as humans understand the concept of like we don't have this same morality. We're not in the not morality. How do I put this? We're not on the same like the ground, right? Like I don't know how to explain this very well. Humans can't I'm bad at explaining. God is fucking me already. I certainly didn't consent. Sex with a higher intelligence being is inherently uninformed. Evening, y'all. Hi, Kanga. I don't know how to explain it properly. Essentially, I think that, like, obviously, what he's trying to say is, like, dogs, we can fuck dogs and it's consensual because the way dogs consent to each other can be applied to a human. I don't think that's true. Because, again, the way a dog might consent to another dog is, like, a female dog will stick her ass up in the air because they're in heat. They want to be, like, fucked, right? Or whatever. By like another dog. But, and let's say, for example, a dog does that to like their owner where they're like sticking their fucking, you know, ass up in the air and they're like next to the human, right? He's just saying that essentially that dog's giving the consent. So would it be like actually evil if like the human decided, fuck it, I'm going to have sex with my dog? It's like, well, yeah, it would be. Because again, us as humans understand that we're not on the same like intellectual level as this animal. The animal doesn't understand the like complexities of like what they're, you know, getting into. It's us, our jobs as like humans to, you know, be able to say like, man, that's like, I'm not going to fuck my dog, right? I'm not going to have sex with my dog. How do we derive consent from autistic people? Well, what do you mean by that? Because like most autistic people are not like so far off that they can't like consent. If you're talking about like an individual who like is like legitimately like brain dead, right? Like we're talking like an individual who's like incapable of functioning, like an autistic person that cannot function. I would find that person to be like really. I'd find somebody really strange if they decided to have sex with like a person of that level. Yeah. I would say that's like wrong because that person cannot consent. Like they are not severely. Yeah. If you're talking like severely autistic, I do not see a situation where like a normal person, like just a regular person, no autism or whatever, can like legitimately go up to somebody and be like, I think it's okay if I have sex with this like severely autistic person that can barely function. I don't think there is like a realm where that should be like okay. Animals and humans consent is different and not the same. That's kind of the point I'm trying to make. So they just lose the right to bone? It's not that they lose the right to bone. It's just more so the fact that they don't understand the concept of it. And the individual who's like fucking them very well does. And they understand like they understand very well who they're fucking. Oh, this is your shiny. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that in the old games they actually showed up like with a different color on them and stuff. That's pretty cool. Is that Aerodactyl? Pretty sure that's Aerodactyl. It's kind of the same argument of just like, it's about the morality of the situation, right? It's more about the morality than it is about like anything else. Like morally, you should be looking at that and saying like, man, I probably should not have sex with like this severely autistic person. You know what I mean? Like you should be looking at this through like a moral standpoint of like, I don't think I should be having sex with like a severely autistic person. This person like can barely consent to like anything. The morality.
From an animal's version of consent, meaning he's implying that standard to humans.
It's not informed consent.
That lady Burger Andy went after was borderline.
Right?
Like, oh, actually, you know what? Burger Andy's like a good example of like, this person is like, the girl he was going after is like somebody who's like, let's say the autistic person was like an adult. Let's say the girl like was an adult. It's like, Andy, you're like a functioning adult and you're like not picking on, but you're like hitting on this girl who's like quite obviously autistic and not like fully functioning. So it's like, this is a bit fucked, right? Like this is like a bit morally fucked. Like, what are you doing? Especially inviting her to your van to quote unquote party. Like, it's like, okay, dude, you can see very well that she's not like fully functional. So you probably should say no to that.
It's not the human standard of consent. I was only ever talking about the perspective of the animal, which people who get really fucking emotional about this...
The perspective of the animal?
Just forget. Or don't have the ability to wrap their heads around, right?
Later in the stream, he quadruples down on his take that there are certain circumstances
the
where
perspective of the animal. Oh no! Oh no, my poor dog who was in heat didn't get to have sex. Fuck! God, shit, I never thought about my animals like, maybe they're like unhappy because I didn't stick my cock in them. Fuck! What the fuck is this guy talking about? You're a dog, Marcus. Can you consent? Actually, no. I can't.
for bestiality to occur.
To reiterate,
like I'm sorry for pausing. I don't understand that like point. Like, we got to think of the perspective of the animal. Like, what do you mean? Think through the perspective of the animal. Like, not fucking your dog is not gonna put it in some weird like depression because it wasn't like fucked or something. It's not like fucking up its psyche because you didn't fuck the dog. I don't understand. This guy should just make Morale's dog warts argument. True. Riri needs to be locked up. It's happening whether Marv consents or not.
You know, having sex with children is bad. I don't want to see people having sex with animals.
Here's one, YMS, right? You said, look, do it through the perspective of the dog, right? Let's look through the perspective of the fucking dog. If the dog wants to like have sex, right? Your argument is like, oh, it's morally okay because the dog wants to fuck, so it means it's consenting. Not Rob, sorry, YMS. Let's put this into perspective. There's a lot of teenagers in the world who want to fuck. Does that mean that 30-year-olds should be fucking 16-year-olds? Because the 16-year-old is horny, they want to fuck. So that means it's okay because if in the perspective of that child, they want to fuck. Well, they want to fuck. So it's okay then. Like, I don't understand what maybe I'm interpreting what he's saying wrong. Like, maybe I'm just interpreting what he's saying wrong. And maybe I'm just not fully understanding what he's saying. But, like, the whole perspective of, like, oh, the dog wants to, like, fuck. And their way of, like, saying they want to fuck is, like, going up. You know what I mean? The perspective of the dog is, like, they'll go up to another dog and they'll basically position themselves ready for to fuck another dog. So if a dog does that to like a human or something, that means it's consent or something. It's like, well, no. YMS should transition because he interacts with dogs like Hey, listen, man, he's on his way. I see those nails, man. Girly, he's looking girly pop over
I
here.
would prefer people not to. I would say in most cases it's probably
Hello,
bad.
March baby. Gotta give this to YMS, my goat.
There's some
Hiya,
ways
Jeffrey
in
Epstein.
which it's probably not that bad. I don't know. Maybe not worth throwing someone in jail over it. Again, you know, animal breeders, literally, again, this is a scientific thing. Shouldn't be controversial.
What do you mean by that?
Despite this guy saying over and over again that he doesn't support zoophilia, he always seems to allow exceptions. And then, a little birdie named Nick Andros sent me a link to his old Silent Hill 2 playthrough, where he gives a hypothetical about quote-unquote
Wait, hold on, let me hear this right. Silent Hill 2? Are we sure YMS isn't Rao? Are we? Hold on. I gotta pace a little bit here. Hold on, dude. Because listen, we got Rao doing his like dogwort stuff. And Rao loves Silent Hill 2. And now all of a sudden we find YMS gameplay of him playing Silent Hill 2. And YMS likes to do the whole, you know, defending of zoophilia? Or not defending of zoophilia, but defending of like dog fucking. But like he says he's against zoophilia, but he's like, maybe. I'm kidding, by the way. This isn't Rao. But I gotta make that very clear. We found Rao's main account. Hi, Real Time Explosion. Thank you, Kanga.
Animals.
I like it too. Nox made it. It's really nice.
Wrong with having sex with a goat. We should be able to rape a goat.
What?
If you're able to eat them. They're literally currency. Which animals should you not be able to rape? Humans. Otherwise, I don't know.
What? What the fuck does that mean? What? We can't rape each other, but we can rape animals. Okay, I'll be honest. This clip, I feel like this clip is like, no. I don't want to give the benefit. Here. I'm sorry, YMS.
I'm not a support of animal rape. I'm a support of consensual.
Don't rape a goat.
Supporter of consensual zoophilia. I don't encourage it. I'm not gonna convince someone to try it. I've never tried it. I don't intend.
I've never understood the argument of like, oh well, we eat animals, so you know why can't we like fuck animals? I've never really understood that argument. Chris, do you want me to say this out loud, or do you just want me to say an answer? Do you like... Do you just want me to like... Do you want me to just like... So wait, is he saying if we can eat it, we can fuck it? Well, essentially he was saying like, we should be able to rape goats. If we can eat goats and trade them as currency, then we should be able to fuck goats. Read it out. Okay. So Chris said, Marcus, if you had to rape a rabbit or minion or Rue dies, which one would you do? Then he said, and don't lie, the comedy of raping either is undescribable. Like you're penetrating a rabbit and it's like, ah! Wah! Okay. I'd probably if I had to actually like answer the question, I'd probably say minions because I feel like rabbits are like incoherent, like really dumb. Whereas like minions, like in the movies, have shown to be like like they're like intelligent. They like understand things. They like they've existed for like years, and they've like they understand like they literally have like an entire movie where they like straight up like are the ones who do all like the evil genius shit. So they have like a level of intelligence. Chris, and the cute minion is like, banana? I just dropped my fucking barbell. Sorry. I'm sorry. The whole like fucking, you're like penetrating the rabbit and it's just like, wah! Dude. Oh my God. To save my wife, though. To save my wife, yeah, I'd pick the minion. Wants them to understand what's been done to them. Oh my God. Well, when you put it that way, maybe not. Maybe not.
I'm not never trying it, but I recognize that people exist that will live their whole lives with an urge to do something like that, and meanwhile, while every other person on the planet gets to fulfill their eternal psychological, emotionally / physically driven urges, these other people on the planet that are attracted to the wrong thing somehow aren't able to do that, despite not harming animals in any way.
This is Mraz like favorite game of all time.
Be harmed through any other non-sexual activity, you know? To suggest that there's no such thing as consensual human / animal sex is to be the most naive.
How does he go again? If a minion points at
dogs
the
try to
crotch and
hump
says
your
banana,
fucking leg,
then points at its ass and says banana? Is that consent, Marcus? Honestly, I don't. That's a. This is what, like, I get roped in just like the weirdest asks. I was doing 185 with coward grip. Coward grip? Better get better at that, man. Coward grip. I want to see alpha grip, Jimbo.
that's all the evidence I need. I don't have to have sex with an animal to know that animals don't have the same type of reservations that human beings do when it comes to sex.
What?
If it feels good, they're probably okay with it. If
What? Wait, huh? What? So, like, wait. Oh, it's okay. No, there's a very massive difference between like dogs fucking each other and humans fucking each other. Okay, like again, we have much more cognitive minds. We have much more cognitive minds when it comes to sex and how we feel about it. Dogs, unironically, like dogs could fuck a dog and then they're done and that's it. And then they'll move on, fuck another dog, they're done, that's it. And there's no concept of like, oh, you cheated on me, or there's no concept of like, oh, you raped me, or like there's no like concept of that to like an animal, right? Like there's no concept of that to most animals. There's like not really a concept of like getting cheated on or rape or like just in general like consent, right? Like, there's not much of a concept to that to animals. Whereas humans, we have this entire system, right? We have like a fucking moral compass surrounding like sexual shit. We have like fucking we all have like this moral compass and what we deem is like okay and what's not okay when it comes to like sex. There's like a massive difference. Balancing on my fist for Mr. Baby. Whoa, thank you. I have the demanding questions. And you just wanted to unfriend me. I have the demanding questions. I didn't unfriend you. I didn't want to unfriend you.
Or run away.
Wait, actually, you know what? I did unfriend you because one time you sent me something that I was like, dude.
Probably a sign that they're not okay with it. So the argument that, oh, you can't tell if it's consenting or not, even though it's clearly enjoying itself. Okay.
Brother.
Such bullshit. I can't believe people.
Okay. Okay, YMS. Let's break it down. Let's break it down, all right? Let's say a human is fucking a human, right? And let's say some dude is like forcing himself on a woman. And then someone just goes, well, she looks like she's enjoying it. Is that like a viable reason to basically say that it was okay for what like the person did? Like, she seems like she was enjoying it. Looks like she was enjoying it. Like, what the fuck is this argument? But the 12-year-old enjoyed it, Your Honor.
I can't believe how much of society is just dictated by people saying, I don't like it, or ick, that's gross, or they're not a part of my tribe. It's disgusting to me. It's disgusting to me. Human-animal sex is not nearly as disgusting as the mentality that discriminates against people who have never abused animals that are attracted to animals. Zoophilia laws.
What?
I'll say this again. I went on this same rant in like 20 other videos. Zoophilia laws are laws that exist that only affect people that are consensually having sex with animals without abusing them. Animal abuse laws already exist. If somebody had sex with an animal and the court...
But having sex with an animal is considered abuse to like pretty much majority of people. And yes, this is I'll break it down for you, man. This is like a law that like is pretty much a moral law, right? This is a moral law, right? We're not going to go down like the dog warts route and talk about like the whole fucking magic dog shit or the whole like the Mrau like tied up to a fucking tree. Oh, your woman's tied up to a tree and dog decides to like fuck the human, like whatever debate. I can't remember how it goes. It's just, like we're breaking it down as simple as simply put, this is like a moral like law. This is like all morally decided, right? And I think a good chunk of the world is okay with the conclusion that fucking a dog is considered abuse. I think most people, like most normal individuals, can come down to the conclusion that yeah, I believe that fucking a dog is pretty fucked up, right? That's animal abuse. And this is, again, this is a moral debate. This is, at the end of the day, this is like a moral thing. I'm not going to sit here and try to argue, like, the fucking scientific reasoning for why, like, this is good and bad. We don't know, like, to be brutally honest with you, I don't even think we know, like, God damn, I just got here, man. Can I send you a... No! Please be joking.
It's determined that the animal was abused by somebody having sex with that animal, then they would already go to jail over animal abuse laws. Laws that exist against bestiality or zoophilia.
True, I guess
literally only affect people who were not abusing the animal.
Like, I hate these... I don't understand. Is he trying to say, like, it's more harmful to be against animal sex than it is to be like someone who's like not fucking an animal but not abusing it? Because that's just wrong. There is much more of a risk factor to like having sex with an animal than there is to somebody just being like, you shouldn't fuck dogs.
So if somebody sucks a dog's dick, or if somebody like bends over and a dog starts fucking their butt and they get caught, like even if they just didn't move or whatever, even if they just like lubed up and let the dog do what it wanted to do or something, and they got caught and the dog clearly wasn't abused and everybody in the courtroom determined that there was no abuse taking place, they would go to jail. That's what those laws are for. That's what those laws are for.
Because if your dog decides to jump on top of your back and fuck you and you're just like, I think I'm gonna let this keep going. That's fucked up. That's like fucked up. Like, listen, man, let's say if your dog does mount you and tries to stick it in you and you jump off and you're like, whoa, and you push your dog away and you fucking you're like, no, 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 that's not happening, then yeah, obviously, like, people are gonna be like, okay, like, this person's obviously not like a fucking freak dog fucker, right? But when you just like let your dog mount you and fuck you, again, this comes down to just like the moral debate of like, why did you let it happen? Why are you letting it happen? You could disengage. The dog isn't like capable of forcing you to fuck it. Like, dog is not capable of like keeping you, you know, they're not fucking hog tying you. They can't do that. You know, you can fucking get out of the situation, you know? You can leave. You can get off. You can get out of that situation, but you choosing to engage with it and just let it happen is the problem. A dog can what, like, forcefully, like, keep itself on you? What if it says, I'll kill you if you do it, if you do? Well, I guess in that circumstance.
And it's disgusting to see that people are openly willing to send people to jail for literally victimless crimes.
His fans soon start linking bestiality porn in his chat.
Don't post that shit in chat. Don't post links. I'm pretty sure certain states have laws against that, so I don't want any of that porn in this chat. Animated porn, that's okay, but I would ask that mods would regulate to make sure. I didn't even click on the link, so I don't know if what you posted was legit or not, but I'm just saying. No actual animal porn in my chat, please. I don't want that shit.
This speech about
I like how you talk about this like it doesn't do with the dog. Okay, obviously I'm not a dog, all right? Obviously I'm a human being. I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I am in fact a human being.
It's absurd. I won't play the whole thing for time's sake, but I promise you, no context is being cut. I will link the full video down below. It starts at 40 minutes in. This isn't him joking around or something. He legitimately gets pissed at one point.
Seriously, the world is fucked up. The world is so fucked up. We eat and kill animals. We are discriminating against people.
See, again, it reels me back into the whole like, oh, we kill and eat animals, so like, how can we not have sex with animals? That reels me back in because I don't really know how you can use that debate, because eating an animal, right? Like killing an animal to eat it is like kind of that is literally like part of like the natural order. Rape is not part of like the natural order. Like, there is, eating an animal has like an inherent benefit, right? Like, there is an inherent benefit to like your physical like well-being, right? Like, there's an inherent benefit to like the physical well-being of like, I need to eat food, so I need to eat this thing. It's literally part of like the food chain. Everything does it to one another. Like, for example, like when animals have sex with each other, right? Animals have sex with their own species. Like, they typically like fuck their own species. They don't like typically go off and fuck another species. And if they do, like, people will probably look at that and be like, man, that's like really fucking weird. But when it comes to eating food, other animals eat other animals. We eat animals. It's like a chain. We all eat like different like species along like the line. It's literally just part of like an order of like, we need to like eat things to be able to sustain ourselves and live, right? Like, that's kind of like the entire point. But like, when it comes to like fucking a dog, right? And I know a lot of people like to bring up the point of like, oh, it's like for like pleasure, right? Like, that's the benefit you get out of it. But that's the only thing that they can use as an argument. Is like, oh, well, you're getting like pleasure out of it. But that pleasure doesn't like inherently benefit you at all. It's not like that pleasure like benefits you in the sense like it's changing your life. It's like fixing your life. It's eating food is like good for you, right? You need to eat food to be able to live, to be able to continue. Fucking a dog is not necessary in the slightest. If anything, fucking a human is actually better. And perfect, you know what I mean? Like, fucking a human being, another person, another species, like another one of your own species, right? There is no risk factor unless obviously the person you're fucking is like riddled with STDs and you're not protecting yourself. But like, let's say you like fuck your partner instead of fucking a dog, you can get the pleasure, and you could just be like morally like normal, right? Because again, at the end of the day, this is like a moral debate. This is like all morally, this is all a moral debate. You can send it to me, your local cryptid. I like, I'm calling PayPal. Whoa, why, man? Bro, Marchy baby. Hi Remy. Hi Gamma. Fucking true. It's like I said, at the end of the day, this is like completely and utterly a moral debate. Like this is, and I understand that there are some people that are going to be like, well, give me like the logical reasoning for why this isn't like okay. It's like this again, this is all a moral thing. Like at the end of the day, the reason why these laws exist, the reason why all of this exists, the reason why we say that this is okay but this isn't okay is because of just pure morality, right? This is purely moral, a moral thing, and I have no fucking problem with keeping it that way.
Well, and
I think majority of people are okay with keeping it that way. I think most people in the world are capable of understanding that like fucking a dog, right, is just plain out like why, right? Like why would you do that? That's like fucked up. I can't comprehend the idea of like fucking an animal.
The only reason that people hold a different standard to it is because they're attracted to something that other people aren't. And that is what is absolutely disgusting about this. Anyway, I'm passionate about it because it's huge.
Again, we can use the same exact argument of like minors, right? You can use that same argument about like minors, right? Like, I don't understand this argument. Like, oh, we're just discriminating, hating because it's just people who want to fuck like different things. What the hell? They're just like sexually attracted to different things. Well, what about a fucking pedophile then? What about a pedophile? They're attracted to minors. They're not attracted to people. They're attracted to minors. Why are we discriminating against pedophiles then? Like, what I don't understand these debates. Like, I don't get this. Like, what?
Discrimination going on right now.
Here's Adam's response to someone asking how his logic is any different from that of a pedophile. It's really fucking vile, and I don't want to risk my video getting age restricted by reading it. I know
children don't have the concept of sex until you teach it to them. Okay. Dogs don't have the concept of like, okay, that first of all, that's dumb because again, like I just said, there are teenagers who are like sexually active. Like teenagers, you typically, right? Like people become sexually active at like the fucking ages of like 14. That doesn't mean you fuck them. That doesn't mean you have sex with them, right? Like there are teenagers who understand the concept of fucking sex, all right? Like that's retarded. Dogs don't have the concept of, they don't understand the concept of consent, nor do children. Children do not have understand the concept of consent. And their brains are not fully developed enough to fully understand the concept of consent. Especially with people who are like much older than them.
how the term lolcow gets overused, but I do genuinely think of him as one. Adam has the mindset that he's one response away from owning the haters. People like me, Oscar, Nicholas Diorio, and others who've covered this story. But the more he responds, the worse the situation gets for him. He won't ever back down. He'll keep justifying his past statements of a slightly different coat of paint each time. Most of his YouTuber buddies aren't going to back him up on this, which I bet is extremely blackpilling for him right now. In fact, the only YouTubers I've seen stick up for him are Destiny and Mr. Miss Manchi. Oblax doesn't even agree with Adam, by the way. He's only in support because he has a massive hate boner against Nick, which is hopefully the only boner he has right now.
Yeah, that's pretty rough that you're two people. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Has been swept up by this Olivia person.
This is based, I guess. This is actually based.
Top Janny, who runs the highlights channel and
love the avatar.
Hey everyone, Olivia.
It's a man. Yup. Not even surprised. Yeah, not a surprise. The fucking pink, fat tit fox woman, anthropomorphic fox woman is voiced by a man, of course.
Here. Thanks for watching as always.
This is who I'm in drama with, by the way. They're the person who put together that GoFundMe to buy Adam his scarf sex doll. They spent the last several weeks removing Reddit posts discussing
Probably trans. I'd imagine they're probably trans.
drama, while also posting cringe shit like this. This person is trying to push Adam into discussing politics, as if that went well the last time you went on EFAP. According to them, I'm just a right-wing homophobe attacking Adam over harmless thought crimes, describing my video as a nothing burger. Yet if it was a nothing burger, these two golems wouldn't be responding like this. And Adam can keep responding, but don't expect me to do the same, cause surprisingly, I have other things to do than argue with this mentally unstable loser.
Oh my god. Oh, no. Chris, you didn't need it. Chris, you didn't need it. He literally says it at the end of his video. Dude, Rob. Go run it back, Rob. You need to have a better reasoning for why you're not going to debate the guy. As if that went well the last time you went on EFAP. According to them, I'm just a right-wing homophobe attacking Adam over harmless thought crimes, describing my video as a nothing burger. Yet if it was a nothing burger, these two golems wouldn't be responding like this. And Adam can keep Think about it. A minion can consent, by the way. True!
responding, but don't expect me to do the same. Cause surprisingly, I have other things to do than argue with this mentally unstable loser.
Oh my god. Rob, you're fucking retarded. You got, listen, Rob, I'm gonna be honest. You got this guy hook, line, and sinker, buddy. You got this guy hook, line, and sinker. All you gotta do is get on a goddamn debate and just be like, and literally just prove your points that all he does is, what did he say earlier? That he is gonna spin what you say differently. Prove the point, and then get the hell out of there and just win, right? You just gotta win. That's all you gotta do. And if you don't want to debate the guy, come up with like a better reasoning for why you shouldn't debate him. Because I can, like I said earlier, I can understand why you might not want to debate the guy, right? I can understand why you think that not debating him is like better than debating him. I get why some people just choose not to debate. Minions are explained to be childish and unable to understand abstract concepts. Wait, really? Fuck. Shit. Well, Rabbids, wah! Come in here, get in here.
So in conclusion, this guy is gay, he jerks off to lion dick, he thinks it's okay for people to fornicate with animals, and he's willing to slander anyone who talks about it. He deserves all the hate he's getting right now. And you know what? I'm just gonna say it. Adam, I'm glad I ruined your vacation. I'm glad I lived in your head rent-free for weeks. I mentally raped you, buddy.
Rob's media just raped me, and there's nothing I can do about it.
After some of the shit you and your fans have said about me, I'm glad to hear that
Dude,
your
I'm
wrists were in
retarded. I'm 10 hours
excruciating
behind.
pain while you typed out your essays. You deserve it.
I was gonna say the minion debate, that was a while
Long
ago.
and hard about this. And with cyberbullying, you kind of can't really stop it if you don't know who it's coming from. But my best advice...
Logically, I could fuck Cool Cat.
Ignore him!
Ain't nothing wrong with fucking Cool Cat. I'm gonna dick down Cool Cat. I'm gonna fuck that thing. I wanna have sex with Cool Cat. I wanna have, yeah, I heard what you said, Gamma. I said I said I'm gonna switch up and fuck the rabbit. And then I said, wah! As the joke. That was my joke. That was like the whole thing. That was like the whole bit. All right, I'm gonna watch this Gamma video about the David situation because I heard the same thing about whole David might be incident situation. So I'm very, very intrigued. Because in my mind, right, I really do not understand how David could be innocent. I really don't. Like, even realistically, right? Maybe he didn't kill her. Maybe he didn't kill her, right? But still, the whole dating thing feels like it's on the table. And if he was dating her, he had to have been having, you know, he had to have been doing the dirty deed. So I feel like there's no way. There's no way. Let's see.
There hasn't really been a lot of big or good updates that are fully founded in reality. A lot of rumors, a lot of information. But first, I've been hearing somewhere that apparently there's misinformation about the body being dismembered. So there's been arguments recently on certain parts of this story, on certain parts online, where people have been like, no, the girl...
Jesus Christ. Hey, Mira, I heard you have no gag reflex. What the... What?
wasn't actually dismembered. That was just, misinformation that was...
Maybe he's just a pedo, not a
being
killer.
spread
but just
because
a
one
pedo.
news article published it incorrectly. Other people probably are arguing that it was just decomposed, but still within like, the trunk of the car. And the reason why this is relevant is because a lot of people are applying like incredibly malicious behavior to David now that David has been like, named as not a suspect. They're wondering, so what about like this dismemberment? Essentially, there's a lot of misinformation that is making this story like really, really blurry to follow.
See, I heard the same. See, I was hearing the same thing, and what I was hearing is that police are, and I'll let Gamma explain it. He probably finds something here, but what I heard was that they said they don't have enough evidence to suggest that he's involved, which I think is silly because it's his car. She's in his car, and there are multiple pictures of him with her. So he knew her, and she's in his car. I feel like that's enough to at least put you in the range of being a suspect, right? I feel like that's enough to put you in range. I feel like her being in his car alone should be enough to suggest, hey, why is she in your car? At least put him in the... She was asking for it. That's right, Jimbo. She was asking for it. YMS barely chooses food and can make himself vomit on command. That's fucking awesome, dude. What the hell?
I'm not inclined to believe immediately that David absolutely definitively murdered this girl. It's entirely possible, but I'm just not sure if that's the case. It could have been anybody. But let's try to like, get some information properly compiled here and see if we can actually like hit on some legitimate info. It remains unclear whether there is any criminal culpability beyond the concealment of Celeste Rivas Hernandez remains. 15-year-old girl may have been dead for several weeks by the time her remains were discovered in the trunk of a singer-songwriter David's impound Tesla in Los Angeles, police said Monday. It doesn't say dismembered remains here, but it does say remains. Still not clear how Celeste Rivas Hernandez died. Police acknowledge that there is likely some criminal culpability for the concealment of her body. So, essentially, it's entirely possible that she may have died through natural means, or maybe not natural means, but like her own, mistakes. Maybe she committed suicide. Maybe she...
That's okay. Well, that's possible, but that doesn't explain why she got in the trunk. I guess to be fair, there is a chance that David didn't kill her. But again, it's still very strange to me that she's in the car. That's the part that just, if she was dead, like in his house or something, just laying there, I'd get it. Maybe she's in the... Okay, maybe it is a suicide thing, and maybe he put her in the trunk because he came home and saw her dead and was like, shit, what do I do? I can't tell people this dead, missing minor is in my house. So he didn't know what to do with it and put it in the car, maybe. But see, that's the part that I just don't, that's the part I just don't understand.
Took pills. And
Puddle would have found the bones and added them to his collection.
The body to like not report it to police because it would have been incredibly weird for a 15-year-old, 14-year-old body to be found in somebody's like mansion somewhere, right? So it was just hidden and then the car was abandoned. The last body was found in the trunk area of Tesla's belonging to David Burke. On September 8th, police said, using David's real name, okay. The vehicle had been parked at the location from which it was towed for several weeks, so Ms. Rivas Hernandez may have been deceased for several weeks before the discovery of her body. Several weeks. So, just to like
some advice?
Make sure we keep track of the timeline. Because her body was discovered around September 6th, December 8th, between that area. Her body would have been discovered like around her birthday. Officers discovered Celeste's body after police were called to Hollywood's tow because of a foul odor coming from the Tesla. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner has not yet determined the cause or manner of Ms. Rivas Hernandez's death.
Okay, I guess we're kind of waiting for that.
As such, it remains unclear whether there's any criminal culpability beyond the concealment of her body. 71-pound girl. 71 pounds.
See, that's... And I can actually understand maybe... in a circumstance that she died from like a malnutrition reason. Like it could have been here's the situation. Maybe David didn't kill her. And because 71 pounds is ridiculously small. I understand that she was like decomposing and whatnot, and you lose obviously the body loses a tad bit of weight, but you don't lose that much weight. 71 is really, really, really low. And maybe she died of a natural cause of like just being, like malnutrition. She doesn't understand how to take care of herself. And when he's like gone, she's not taking care of herself. She's not eating. She's not like, then she just like passes away from like malnutrition. Okay. Fraligator versus, you got a Fraligator going against a Dragonite. Are you asking me who to revive here? Tauros, Venusaur, Aerodactyl, Charizard, Gyarados. It is a dragon flying, so Aerodactyl being a rock type does make me feel comfortable. I don't know what the moveset is on Dragonite. Are you asking me who to... I'm out of revives. Oh, I'm out of everything. Oh. Okay, so... I mean, I'd imagine you have an ice-type move on Feraligatr, right? Like some sort of ice-type move. Your best bet is to just hit it with an ice-type move. Is what I would say. That you're fighting what's his face? I'd imagine, right? I can't remember his name. I have only water. You plap an Espeon or Umbreon? Espeon, because Espeon feels more feminine than Umbreon. Espeon can't consent. Oh, well, shit. It's Lance. Yeah, it's Gen 2, Marcus. I have only water. You're screwed then. I don't really know what you could, like, do. And that you don't have any other Pokemon to swap to. And Feraligator's your only option. I don't imagine you have heals. If you have heals, you could try to, like, depending on how much the moves do, you could try to, like, hit it with an attack and then just kind of heal stall. It just kind of like trickle its health down as much as you can. Plapping Charizard or Dragonite? Dragonite's more plump, so I do Dragonite. Once Lumpy hops into Aiden's server, I'm locking him in there. He keeps hyper beaming me, bro. He's cheating. I believe Hyper Beam only has so many power points, so if you can heal stall to the point where he can't use Hyper Beam anymore, that could work. That's like the only idea that I can think of that would work in this circumstance. Because if you don't have Ice-type moves, it's kind of over for you. I added the Axolotl tank. Ooh. Ooh. That reminds me, I really want to get back into since X and Y is coming out, I want to do not X and Y, ZA is coming out. I want to do a Nuzlocke of X and Y because I think that would be super fun. I am like playing X and Y right now off screen. I'm playing Y right now, and I'm playing it with like just like the team that I like. But if I do a Nuzlocke, that'd be fun. And let the chat decide the starter. That'd be pretty cool.
71 pounds. How do you fucking get that light? Unless like decomposition, like, you know, seriously removed a lot of like weight from her. How do you, or is this like an estimated of what she would have been like?
To be fair, it's like I said, she could be. Oh, you're at 4 health. Damn. Not very effective. Like I said, if you have the heals, you could heal stall and just kind of chip away at his health. Because it seems like you can live at least 2 hits. So if you could chip away at its health, that'd work. And Hyper Beam, if I'm not mistaken, Hyper Beam needs to like charge up, right? Like, isn't it like you use it once and you miss a turn? So you could, I believe that's how Hyper Beam works. I could be dead wrong. I might be wrong. So there's that chance that you could take. There's a chance. There's a chance you'll make it, Chris.
Like 71 pound, dude. The 71 pound girl, I don't think is accurate unless like they're talking about the weight of their
Meowscarada or
dead, deceased
Gardevoir?
body.
Probably Gardevoir, because Meowscarada does seem feminine, but like it also could be masculine as well. At least with Gardevoir, it's like there is an obvious distinct like female to male version. So I would go Gardevoir.
So was the
Feraligatr
David body
fainted.
dismembered?
Damn.
Is
Rip Chris, bruh.
What I want to correct, because I'm pretty sure that might have been misinformation. The remains were found on September 8th, 2025 inside a plastic bag.
Oh, dude, look. Wow, Mira. I fuck with it, Mira. Look at this. What is this wood? Mira, what kind of wood is this? Where do you live? What the hell is this, dude? This is fucked up. You're keeping the axolotls with pandas, dude? What the fuck? You're raping the animals is what you're doing. Essentially what you're doing is raping the animals.
The front trunk of a Tesla. The vehicle had been towed in a lot to Hollywood after being abandoned Hollywood. So strong wood comes in the car. Condition of the body.
It's bamboo wood. Ah!
The body was
bamboo
described
wood,
as
okay.
dismembered and severely decomposed, and authorities believe it had been in the vehicle for several weeks. Severely decomposed. That might be true, but is it?
Hi, Sliggins. Yeah, new dog for the
dismembered?
Halloween season.
So this is an NBC. This is another article by NBC News, even further back, September 17th. I want to see if there's any like corrections here. We think that she was like dead ass tortured and starved. They mean her weight when she was still alive.
Hello,
Okay, but yeah, like the
princess.
torture stuff. Okay.
You're gay. Haha, got him. Fuck you.
Thank you for the memberships.
Tortured,
Welcome, Sliggins.
tortured and starved is a possibility. I believe starved is a possibility. Like maybe he didn't, because I was under the assumption that she was like cut up, right? Like I think a lot of people were under the assumption that her body was cut up. If she wasn't cut up, then I'm more inclined to believe that she probably died of like starvation. Because 71 pounds is really low, and I don't know how. Maybe I'm just wrong about the decomposition of a human body, but like I feel like you don't get that low. Like let's say she went from like being 110 or something to being like 71. I don't think that happens, but I could be wrong. But she could have just been extremely like malnourished to the point where she can't sustain herself. She's like 13, 14, and she's been running around with like, not running around, but she's been hanging with people like David since she was like 11. So she probably didn't know how to like sustain herself and probably passed away through like just malnourishment. Maybe she's like locked up in the house all day. She can't do anything because David doesn't want like to take the risk of like,
hello, princess.
Whatever, dude. Stop, man. This is fucked up, man.
Thank you for the memberships. Welcome your local creep.
I named Axolotl Benadryl, Benny for short. That's fucking awesome.
That's just a game theory, though. All right. Yeah, I'm not inclined to believe. I'm not inclined to believe that she was like tortured.
What the fuck? There's not even money
you
involved.
for the membership.
There's not even money
Welcome,
involved.
Gamma.
I'm just getting fucked. You're just calling me gay for no reason. Oh my, whatever, dude. Benny.
Hello, princess.
Benny diphenhydramine?
Thank you for the memberships.
Spooky
Welcome
Marcus.
R4VN.
Hi, Raven. Hi.
And starved or anything like that. It's entirely possible that she might have been addicted to cocaine and she eventually overdosed.
Hello,
which is incredibly common for like people.
Remember for 7 months?
Thank you for the memberships. Welcome Kangaloo.
Did you renew it? That one doesn't have a message.
Hello, princess.
I'm confused.
Thank you for the memberships. Welcome Jimbo's Archive.
Lol, gay dog. Ah, fuck you! Whatever!
People that get into like these environments, especially young individuals. Funnily enough, The Weeknd has made an incredibly good commentary on like Hollywood life. In his songs, he's talked about how girls are always fucking doing cocaine when they're involved with like
maybe
with like
it could be a drug thing.
Stars. Or...
It could be like she was like doing drugs with him, or she just got into just doing a consistent amount of drugs, and one day she just OD'd on something, and she passed away. I guess the severity of the death could be like a much different thing, but I guess but again, it doesn't really take away from the fact that she was most likely in his home, because getting into his car is it blows my mind a bit. If I'm not mistaken, where the car was parked was at a house. It was just at a house that he didn't live in anymore. So I don't think that this is like, oh, some random guy just stuffed her body in the fucking back of his car and then he drove home with it and just never realized it. Like I can't imagine that's the case. The Weeknd, I love The Weeknd.
For singers, rappers, producers, whatever. So it's possible that rather than being tortured and starved, because a lot of people are making extreme theories to like describe what's going on here, I'm more inclined to believe that she might have just had like a cocaine addiction, right?
Possibly, yeah. That's possible.
I'm more inclined to believe that she might have just had, she might have just been on coke.
That is very
Law
possible.
enforcement said that the girls.
But that is very possible. But again, you do have to factor in the fact that most likely David put her in the back of the car, which is kind of the telling part of like, oh, right? I mean, unless somebody else did it, but I mean, like it's like I said, this would have to be the most craziest, like, no, you guys got it all wrong. Like, I didn't kill her. I didn't do this. Like, I wasn't, like, maybe he wasn't living there at the time. Some other person did it. And that wasn't her in all the videos. It's actually somebody else. This is the girl that was in all the videos. She's a grown adult or something. Like, it'd have to be something crazy. Because from my understanding and from what we've all seen, it seems very likely that David was dating her. And most likely was, you know, doing the dirty deed with her, right? So, regardless of whether he killed her or not, still, and I won't say it 100% because maybe there is a chance that he isn't one, but on the you know, the lowest low, you know, he's a pedophile. On the lowest of lows, he's a fucking pedophile who kept a girl from her parents in his home. And if she was addicted to drugs, he's probably involved in on that as well. So he's also getting her, you know, probably hooked on something. He is not taking proper care of her because she's probably malnourished if you're finding her at 71 pounds. So he's just, like, at the very least, maybe he's not torturing her. Maybe she's living very comfortably in a nice home of his. But she is definitely, he's getting her into, like, some pretty fucked up shit. Plus, he's probably having sex with her, which is already bad as is. And then when she dies, like I said, she might die from an OD or natural causes of just being malnourished, maybe. But if it's an OD, he sees the body and his thought process is not to, like, notify police and be like, she's dead. His reaction is to throw it in the back of his car, which is kind of telling of, like, he probably knows very well that he's going to get in trouble when they find out that there is a minor dead in his home. And they can kind of link the dots of, they can kind of link the dots of, like, oh, so she's been with you. You know, you've had a minor in your home for a while. That's what I'm seeing, and that's what I'm thinking. Like I said, unless somehow, some way, the girl in all the videos and all the pictures are not her. Like, somehow, some way, this is just the biggest coincidence of all time. And she got just thrown into his Tesla, and he just never checked the Tesla, and she was just there. And she was never with him to begin with. Unless somehow, out of randomness, like, this girl just does not actually have a link to him.
Celeste Rivas was identified through forensics that her death is being investigated as homicide. The decomposed body found last week in Singer David's Tesla at Los Angeles impound lot was identified as that of a 15-year-old girl. The girl, Celeste Rivas, was identified through forensics. At this time, the LAPD does not have a crime classification from the coroner as to the mode or manner of death. Thus, we do not have any suspect information at the time. If it were, like, multiple weeks decomposed, would there be, like, if she overdosed, would there be any trace? Probably. I don't think the decomposition would have, like, you know.
We have to wait for a coroner to tell us what's the cause of death, but Yama's right. I do believe you can still find traces of, like, drugs in the system, but I don't know if you can. It depends. I think it depends on, like, how long, but I don't know if you can, like, tell if that's, like, the cause as to why. But I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't know the
Riverside County Sheriff's Office said in a statement Tuesday that it has confirmed with Los Angeles Police Department that Celeste Rivas Fernandez has been identified as a juvenile who was reported missing from Lake Elsinore. In a follow-up statement, the Sheriff's Office later clarified that Los Angeles Police Department is the lead agency in the case and the main point of contact. It also apologized for initially calling the investigation a homicide. So, as it turns out, investigators don't legitimately, like, they don't legitimately know if this was a homicide, right? Or if this was, like,
they fucked up and called it a homicide when it should have just been like, we don't know what it is. Coroners can tell you a surprising amount. Then, I mean, hey, they could probably give us the answer if they're finding traces of drugs in her, and then they probably tell us what's the cause. But like I said, if it is a drug overdose, I think you could probably picture it very clearly. And I'm not trying to be like, I'm not like some super genius. I'm just, this is my like game theory, right? But like, I think you could draw it up pretty simply. If it's a drug overdose, the initial thought in my brain is obviously he comes home, finds her dead, probably laying somewhere, like unresponsive and all, doesn't know what to do with her, right? Like, is like, fuck, you know, this is a minor. I can't just like call the police because, you know, this girl's a minor. I'm going to get in trouble. So he throws her in the back of the car, in hopes that he could probably, like, if she is maybe thinking about hoping that, like, if she is found, they'll find out she died of a drug situation and that he won't get any jail time or something from it. That's my assumption. Because he's obviously had a relationship with this girl. She's living with him. She is missing and she's with him. That's already bad as is. Seems overly charitable given his music videos. I think death by drugs is possible. I think death by drugs is possible, and that he didn't like explicitly like kill her. Like he didn't like that he didn't actually like go and fucking bludgeon her with a knife or something. Because if she isn't like cut up, then it's like, okay. Sorry, I just hit my ring on the table. Then it's like, okay, maybe it really is like a drug situation. But even then, right? Even then, she's in his home. So that entails to me that this guy got her on drugs. Like he's probably getting her to do them with him, or like, you know, where the fuck else is she getting them from? I mean, unless she's sneaking in fucking drugs behind his back when he's living there or whatever, I can't imagine that's happening. So there's so many things that he should probably get in trouble for either way, even if he's not the one responsible for the death. Especially when he's the one probably responsible for hiding the body. Unless somebody else found the body. Fuck. Unless some fucking... God damn it. Another coincidence. Some other guy walks into the house and fucking finds the body and puts it in the trunk or something. I don't fucking know. Was she not dismembered? It turns out that... I don't understand anymore, because it turns out that maybe she wasn't dismembered. I don't know why we're not getting a definite like yes or no. But apparently that was like a misconception, or at least that's what some news stations are saying, is that she wasn't dismembered. And that was like a whole rumor. Dismembering is probably after the fact. I don't know. We definitely just have to wait for like the coroner to tell us like what's the cause of death. Because like, let's be real here. If she was killed, I'd imagine it's through like some sort of like knife or, you know, something. So a coroner is going to come back to us and tell us like she's been stabbed, blah, blah, blah amount of times, blah, 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 whatever. Or she's been shot. Here's the gunshot wound. Unless it's like blunt force trauma, like took something hard and hit her in the head with it or something. But at that point, a coroner is going to come back and say there's been some pretty severe head trauma to her done by something. Maybe she fell down the fucking stairs. Maybe he hit her on the head with a fucking hard object. I don't fucking know. What are these reporters doing? I don't know. They have their fucking heads in their ass. How the fuck are they? I don't understand this. So like, they're apologizing for initially calling the investigation a fucking homicide. If you didn't know it was like whether or not it was a homicide because she wasn't cut up, if she wasn't fucking cut up, right? Here's the point. If she wasn't cut up, then you wouldn't call it a homicide right away. If she was obviously cut up, then my assumption is that this is probably a homicide, right? But don't call it a homicide right away if she's not fucking cut up. What the fuck are they? I don't understand. I don't understand that. Why? How are they fucking this case up? Dude. Somehow, some way, David is gonna get away with this. Somehow, some way, David is gonna weasel his ass out of any sort of jail time because these retards don't know how to fucking just. I don't even know what the fucking police are doing. Somehow they're gonna fuck this up. I don't get it. Bay Harbor Butcher type shit. Marcus has something to do with this. I just can't prove it. Brother, a body fully intact is is a fact, and you can't get wrong reporting something like this. I know. What are these reporters doing?
Accidental death, like an accidental suicide from like, what could be various other causes. If she was 71 pounds while she was alive, which seems to be the case given the fact that like she does look
very thin. She looks extremely thin. That's why I think after learning this information, I think I'm a little bit more inclined to believe that it wasn't like some sort of last second, like David's pissed that she might be leaving, he like kills her. Now I'm starting to believe it's more like there was no plan to murder. She just died of like either, malnutrition because she's so fucking underweight. Or it is like she's so malnourished and she's also taking drugs at the same time and she just fucking what? Done. She's dead. Can't you tell if someone died by their body? What are these doctors doing? Yeah, that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting on a coroner. We're waiting on the, what is it called? The forensics or something? I forgot what it's fucking called. What is it? Autopsy. The autopsy. We're waiting on the autopsy of how she like died, or like at least what we believe is the way she died.
Really small.
That's what we're waiting on.
She might be like 4'10", 4'11". 71 pounds is possible, but god fucking damn. The remains were found September 8th after Los Angeles police were called to, like literally a day after her birthday.
I guess for her age,
would have been her
70
birthday,
is...
which is incredibly sad. The vehicle was...
Well, no, I'm saying doable to live with. Because she's what? She was 14. And she might be... I don't know what her height is, but I think she might have been around like 4'11", 5 foot. So maybe 70's livable? Maybe? But I'd imagine mixing 70 pounds with drugs is probably enough to just like, yeah, you're done. You're not going to make it. Marcus, can you check DMs? No, yeah, I saw it. Pretty fucking dope. I fuck with it heavy.
Person reported that had been abandoned. The medical examiner's office said the girl was wearing a tube top, black leggings, and yellow metal chain bracelet and stuttering. She was described as having wavy black hair and weighing about 71
pounds. Are you watching Tales from the Hood? I am. That's on my list. So Tales from the Hood is going to be one of the ones I watch. My list got increased because of Abby. So I have As Above, So Below, Tales from the Hood, Poultrygeist, Night of the Chicken Dead, Beau is Afraid, Thesis, The Hills Run Red, Haunt, and Hell House. So those are the donoed ones. And then the free members ones are Lake Mungo, Alien, Scream, and then my own additions. I added 2 of my own additions. I'll count one as like my wife's and one as mine. But Good Boy and Banana Splits. The Banana Splits movie. So those are the ones we got going on right now. I've watched The Thing, Grave Encounters, and In Violent Nature, and this is the ranking I got right now so far. I will say this, at the rate we're going, The Thing might jump to S. The Thing might jump to S. I've said this before. These might jump around depending on what other movies we get and how some of the movies do. But The Thing might jump to S. It's very dependent. Did you like In Violent Nature? I'll be brutally honest, Raven. I liked it, but I didn't. The kills were awesome. I liked the kills a lot. That was like the redeeming quality of it. I liked the design of the killer, but the movie is, in my opinion, it is literally a walking simulator. You are watching a guy walk around for basically like an hour of the movie. Like most of the movie is watching a guy walk around. And then another part of the movie is watching a bunch of, like not teenagers, but like maybe college kids or whatever, sitting at a campfire talking about like his backstory or whatever. And that's like a good chunk of the movie. It's not like it's bad. I like that where it goes through the perspective of the killer, which makes it kind of very interesting. But like I said, like a good majority of it is just watching the guy walk through the forest, which got a little boring. I like The Thing a lot. Do you like old films? I'm a big fan of old films. I like old and new. I will say for horror, I do think more newer horrors have become kind of my favorites compared to older horrors. But that's just because I feel like, more and more horrors are going to be...
Hello, princess.
Gamma likes boys more than girls. True!
Thank you for the memberships.
Thank you,
Welcome,
Cats.
Katzflocken.
I thought you were watching it right now because I saw the black eye on screen. Which Grave Encounters? The first one. So the original. I don't know what how many Grave Encounters there are, but I'm assuming it was the first main one. I liked it. It was fun. It just wasn't like a S or A tier. B, in my opinion, is like where I think it lies. I think B is like a perfect ranking because it's like, it's a fun movie. It's not like super scary, but it's kind of like fun where it's like there's a bit of comedy in it. But it wasn't like groundbreaking.
Hello, princess.
Gamma, more like Gaia. True.
Thank
I
you
love
for the membership.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Welcome,
is like,
PM Ben.
I love Tucker and Dale versus Evil. It's my favorite comedy horror. That is my favorite comedy horror. That is such a great movie. I love Tucker and Dale versus Evil. It gets worse with every sequel. But the original one, the first Grave Encounters is good. The acting is like not like the best, but that's okay. I don't expect horror movies to have like intensely good acting. Like the girl and the black guy are like, dude, the black guy is like your stereotypical like loud black dude, and it's kind of just like funny. And then the girl is like really annoying, like extremely annoying. And then the main character is kind of annoying as well. I just think the movie is all right. It's an all right movie, but I liked it enough to put it at B. Realistically, if we do get some better movies, I'm probably going to put it in C, but it's heavily dependent on what we get. I want a horror movie where Riru is the killer, Marcus is like the final girl. Yeah, so I kill her and I win. That'd be fucking awesome, dude.
No, I win.
I have a feeling The Thing is going to stay in A because I do have As Above, So Below. And like I said, I've seen this movie multiple times. I'd put it in A myself. I'm going to watch it again to see if I might put it a little higher or a little lower. We have Alien, the first Alien. I like Scream. And I do got to go to theaters to watch Good Boy. It might be a really good movie. I don't know. And then I've heard amazing things about Lake Mungo. Or Mungo. Don't know how to say it. But I've heard great things about that movie. So it's very heavily dependent on how we see it going forward. But As Above, So Below is like... I haven't seen Blair Witch Project, but for horror movies where it's like found footage, As Above, So Below is like my favorite. That's the one where I like it a lot. It's really, I don't know if it's just the way it goes about itself. I like things like the Catacombs. I love the Catacombs and like the spookiness of the Catacombs and like I like that shit. I like the concept of it. And the movie is really fun. I like the way they do it. I like how it's done. It's actually scary. Like, no offense. Here's the thing. No offense to Grave Encounters. It's not that scary. I thought it was going to make me jump. There's like one part that made me jump. The rest of it, I didn't jump. And I jump very easily. I get very scared by like small things. I get very scared very easily. This movie, As Above, So Below, makes me fucking shit my pants. And I've watched it two times. I think 2 or 3 times. I think 3 times. And all those times, I've jumped multiple times watching some parts. Makes me shit my pants. The J tunnels. Makes me poop. It makes me poop.
About 71 pounds a time. Yeah, the time.
As Above, So Below is basically Dante's Inferno.
Law enforcement sources told that NBC News that remains were not intact. The medical examiner said it appeared the girl had been dead in the car for an extended period of time. It's entirely
like, it's just, I don't know if it could just be you like jump scares. I do and I don't. There's a part of me that like hates getting jump scared because it makes me feel like scared and I'm sad. But that's the rush you get, you know? That's like the rush you get from it, I guess is how I'd put it. Like, it's like once the horror starts in As Above, So Below, where I think the first kill happens, or at least the first death happens when they're in that room with like the dead body in the water, I think. It's been a while since I watched it, so it's gonna be fun to rewatch it again. But that part fucking makes me shit myself because he just comes out of nowhere and just bashes someone. I think he like bashes somebody's head in on the floor. And that part is just like so fucking. One, it's cool as shit, you know, but 2, it makes me shit my pants. And then there are other things like the cameraman as well. I actually like the cameraman. Like the character attachment is like kind of nice in the movie. You get kind of an attachment to the characters. Unlike Grave Encounters, I don't really have an attachment to the characters. But at least in like the only attachment I have in Grave Encounters is like the black dude calls his wife and kids, or like his kid, and then you kind of feel bad. Like I kind of have that feeling of like, aw, you know, daughter's gonna lose her dad, I guess. But it's like it's a movie, you know. Don't really care. Don't really get that attached. As Above, So Below, it's like the cameraman. I really like the cameraman. I like the characters. So you kind of have that attachment of like, you want them to make it, but then they don't. So it's like, it makes the deaths even more like, I guess, emotional. Love a Black Dude. Rec 1 and 2 were good. I love Rec 1 and 2. I love Rec. Very good movies. Did they actually film in the catacombs? I don't know. I actually never really looked that up. I think they did. I think they filmed in some parts. Did As Above, So Below film in the catacombs? Yes, the psychological horror film As Above, So Below was filmed in the real Paris catacombs. So they did actually film in there. But the part when like there's no light anymore, like the girl is just like walking through the corridors with basically in the pitch black. With like essentially what would be, I'd imagine, like demons coming out of like the fucking walls. That shit creeps me the fuck out. It's because I think she like goes back for something. She goes back to grab something, I think. That part like is just like in your mind, you're just like, don't do that. But she does do it. It's pretty based. It's pretty based. Up's the coolest factor for me. Oddity Baskin Red Rooms. Up's the coolness factor for me. Oh, that they filmed in the catacombs. Yeah, no, that's what makes it really, really cool. Caveat is another good one. You seen Dead Birds? No, I have not. Dead Birds. I have not seen this movie. What the fuck? That might be a movie that makes me shit my pants. Red Rooms. I would love to discover more foreign horror films. Because like for example, I've only really known like, you know, American horror films other than like Rec and a few others. Like, no, Serbian film is a no. Don't say that. But I've been discovering like more foreign horror films and I really like it. Like Funny Games was a good one. That was a really, really good one. Again, when I discovered Rec, I really liked that movie. That was a really good one. There's a few Korean and like Audition. I liked Audition. That's a Japanese one. Rec was the first foreign film I believe that I watched. Other that I've never watched The Ring. Train to Busan might have been my first. But I wouldn't really call I wouldn't really call Train to Busan a horror. But it is it is like it's got the aspects of it. I love Train to Busan. That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's possible that the body fell apart because of severe decomposition rather than somebody like, you know, taking an axe or taking a knife or taking like, you know, another utensil to cut the body apart. So in terms of dismemberment, who knows? Who knows? It seems like a little bit of that this information here isn't exactly the clearest. Was she dismembered by somebody to like conceal this body after the fact? I'm not sure.
So
I'm not
we
even
don't
sure if this
yeah,
is
we
a
don't
murder
even
anymore.
know.
And I think it's incredibly important to say that as more details come out because a lot of people are jumping to the assumption that it was somebody, either him or somebody in his entourage or somebody around him that may have murdered this girl and planted her to either frame him or he did it himself.
That's making me
might
want
not
to.
be the case.
That's making me want to watch Train to Busan now. Now I want to watch that and Rec. But I already watched Rec like not that long ago. But I really like Rec. Cats, you're evil for saying Serbian film, man. I know what it is, and I'm not gonna get roped in. All right. I'm not getting roped in on that shit. That actually like intrigues me on what like is my favorite. I don't even know like what my favorite is. There's been so many great movies that have come out. Like when I say like I think recent ones, like I like old horror, but I think recent ones are getting better is because like, you know, Talk to Me came out and Bring Her Back came out, and Hereditary is like one of my favorites. I love Midsommar. It's not my favorite though. The Audition. I like The Audition. That's a good one. It's the Japanese. It's the girl where she like kind of like seduces the like that dude, and then he finds out she's got like a fucking dude in her house. She lives in like filth, and he's like eating schlop, and he's got like body parts like cut off and shit.
One step closer to a server.
Oh, true. I forgot you're doing that. My wife's trying to make a Minecraft server by using a Raspberry Pi or whatever. She knows more about that than I do. I got Bring Her Back on Blu-ray. The dudes who made Talk to Me and Bring Her Back, it's weird. It's like I really love their movies, and right now it's like a kind of it's between them and like Jordan Peele, because Jordan Peele, I love his movies. I love Nope. I love Us. I love Get Out. Those are like really, really good movies. But I really like their movies. I really love Bring Her Back, and I really love Talk to Me. They're so good. Like they're just so good. And it's super cool knowing that the dudes who made those two movies are like YouTubers. They're not even like just like Hollywood, you know, fucking big dudes, right? They started off with like a YouTube channel. So that's like really cool to know.
Why hasn't David been charged? Updated on October 2nd, 2025. 3 days ago, several weeks after this body is discovered, there's still no legitimate cause of death that has been identified. We don't know if it's a murder, we don't know if it was a suicide or something similar. Without a confirmed manner of death, police are unable to make arrests, attorneys say, which is why David, again, has not been arrested. A lot of people have been wanting this guy to be arrested.
Death Stranding too?
That's not how due process works. That's not how the law works. This guy is not going to be arrested if these people have not meaningfully identified any suspects, which, you know, explains why he's not in custody right now and why he has been cooperating. And given that he has been cooperating for like, you know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks now, it is entirely possible that within the investigation, David has actually been ruled out as a suspect. Regardless.
Hold on. He's been cooperating?
The law works. This guy is not going to be arrested if these people have not meaningfully identified any suspects, which, you know, explains why he's not in custody right now and why he has been cooperating. And given that he has been cooperating for like, you know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks now, it is entirely possible that within the investigation, David has actually been ruled out as a suspect.
Their Mr. Impossible is in the game. Damn, that's pretty fucking cool. Oh my God. The Invisible Man. That's another one I really like too. The newer one. That one's a really good fucking movie. See, I don't know how to pick a favorite because like I'll forget one and then I'll realize like, oh wait, that's part of the list. And then I don't know how to pick.
Regardless, that doesn't change the fact that this guy was in a relationship, or, you know, what appears to be somewhat of a romantic relationship with what would have been a 13, 14-year-old at the time. Blessed body was likely in Burke's Tesla weeks before she was found. Likely, but they don't have any legitimate confirmation. At the very least, I think he was involved or were in her body's disposal. I wonder who still had access to the car besides him. Probably anybody if his Tesla key was at home, which, you know, why wouldn't it be? Like, let's say, for example, his Tesla was parked at his manager's, like, house, which apparently was where he was residing. Why would he not leave the key open or, like, you know, out in the open if he, like, took a flight and, you know, the car came back and was parked behind somebody else's car? If, you know, if that's something, or in case, like, the house needed to be
This video is
utilized by more
misinformation.
people,
Gamma's misinforming. Game is sweeping for David.
Car into storage. In case they need to move
I'm going to be honest. Let's be real here, okay? We don't have anything. And I said this again. I'll say it again. Somehow, some way, David is going to be found innocent and he's going to get away with something. He obviously, I'm sorry. In my mind, and again, take this with a grain of salt, form your own opinion on this, but in my opinion, he obviously has something to do with this. He obviously has something to do with her death. Like, she was a missing girl who was dating David. Like I said, unless the girl he was dating just wasn't Celeste, like it just wasn't her, and there's just a massive coincidence that she was a fan of his, hanging around his like Discord server and whatnot, and she really wasn't like associating with him at all, and it wasn't her in the videos that in pictures of with him and her and stuff. Unless that is like just a massive coincidence and that really isn't her, he obviously has something to do with her death, whether it be he physically killed her or she died of some sort of overdose. I believe, like, even if it is an overdose, right? Even if it is some sort of overdose, I feel like David is still somewhat responsible for that, given the fact that she is a minor living in his home. I'd imagine she's living in his home. She's missing from her home. I don't know where the fuck she'd be at other than staying at his place if she's dating him. So even if it is like an overdose situation, where's she getting the drugs from? Who's giving her these drugs? Unless his manager is supplying the girl with drugs and David's not even talking to this girl, he's got at least some form of involvement. And like I said, at the very least, if he's dating her, he's probably having sex with her. So he's at the very least, he's a pedophile, which is not great. It's not great. But like I said, somehow, some way, this guy is going to get away with it. Like somehow, some way, David is literally just going to be he's going to be let loose scot-free for this. I can already see it.
The car into the garage or something similar. Anybody could have had access to the vehicle, not exclusively him. It's entirely possible as well that she was staying at that house as well, and she was getting coked up and, like, you know, at some point died from a coke overdose, and it would have been incredibly, like, you know, difficult to explain that to a police officer. So whoever, like, you know, stuffed the body in the trunk probably panicked. That is my theory at the very least.
And it could have been David that didn't stuff her in the car, I guess. Maybe it could have been like somebody else who had access to the house, who had access to the car. That's possible. But like I said, it doesn't change the fact that David probably has some form of involvement in terms of, like, where is she getting the drugs from? Why is she doing drugs? Why is she so malnourished? Why is she so skinny? Right? Like, that's like the kind of thing that I don't understand is, like, you know, for being David's girlfriend, she's in pretty, like, bad condition. If she's severely underweight and then also, like, coked out of her mind, right? Like, that's the part that I don't understand, right? Like, at some point you kind of have to hold, like, David responsible because she's living with him. Again, she's probably living with David. I don't think she's living with the manager. I don't think she's living with some other friend of David's. She's dating David, so she's probably living with David. That is, like, the most obvious situation. Maybe there are a few David friends that come over and don't give a fuck that she's a minor, or maybe he's lying about her age or something, and they're giving her drugs and she's taking drugs, right, with them. That still doesn't stop the fact that David is, like, getting her involved with everything, especially since she's, like, a missing kid and he's keeping her in his house.
If there was, like, you know, a drug overdose of some sorts, if she did die from a drug overdose, not reporting it is a crime. Like keep in mind, I'm not trying to defend this. It's gonna sound like I'm offering a defense. That's not what I'm doing. I'm, like, trying to, like, you know,
and it's the Chiefs. I want to watch the Chiefs lose. I want to watch them lose. I trust the Jags, man. I trust them, man. I got faith in the Jags, man.
Analyze this in the same way that other people would be arguing it within a court of law, or, you know, to explain the story. I think that, say this person did overdose, it is not an unusual response that somebody panicked would be like, I have a 15-year-old in my house that just died from a fucking cocaine overdose. What the fuck is that gonna say about me if I were to call the police? So they stuffed, you know, the body in the, you know, in the trunk of David's car, because presumably David and her were in a relationship.
Free money.
And they just said, fuck it. It's David's issue now because, like, of course, David should have, like, a level of responsibility for this girl if she was dating her. Think about it. What other way? What other way to, like, you know, what other way to, like, rid your hands off of explaining why there was a a dead 15-year-old in your
Yeah,
house.
that's what I was
That's just-
saying. That's what I was saying. Because, like, you're not just going to call the police and be like, whoa, my girlfriend's dead. And it's like, when your girlfriend, they come to the place and they're like, this is a 15-year-old girl. like, like, when is football? It's on right now. I'm going to go turn it on in a second. But, like, yeah, it's a 15-year-old girl, you know, like, you just like, what do you do? Like, you obviously they're gonna panic and they're gonna put her somewhere and just try to hide it. And then even if the kid gets found, there's probably lesser of like, how do I put this? There's like probably a lesser degree of like, crazy to say this, but you might find a way to get out of trouble if you hide the body instead of giving it straight up to police, because how are you going to explain to the police that you were sleeping, or like you had a 15-year-old girl in your house and she's dead after like an overdose?
Just say
that's a dead
"Fuck
kid."
it, stuff her in the trunk and leave it in David's car while he's stirring. We know the Tesla is his, but it's not clear who was actually driving the Tesla when the body was placed in the car. Who parked it where it was eventually found and impounded? Those are the dots that still needed to be connected here. Without these answers, it will be difficult for police to file charges. Absolutely. David's connection to Celeste prior to her death. Questions have swirled about David's relationship with Rivas Hernandez, with some pointing to alleged matching
I
tattoos,
believe
song
there
titles,
still
and
should be some
comments with
sort of.
friends.
I think I'm gonna wrap it up here because I do gotta get going. But I think it is very fair to say that he should at least still be investigated for some form of involvement, at least, and probably at least, I don't know how this works. I don't know how it works, but if there's any way to investigate like some sort of like statutory rape or like something involving like him and having sex with her and like being in a relationship with her, I still think there should be some form of punishment, even if he's not like responsible. Like Gamma said, there could be a chance that maybe she was hanging out with some friend of his or a manager of his or something, and they're doing drugs. Turns out she fucking dies, and the manager doesn't know what to do, or the friend doesn't know what to do, so they just stuff her in the fucking car. But the problem I have with that theory is David had to have known, in my opinion, right? Because he's dating her. So there's no way your girlfriend just like goes missing and you just don't really like pay attention, you don't really care. He had to have known about it and then kept it quiet. So he's in the loop. Like at the end of the day, the point is he's in the loop. He knows she's dead. He knew she was dead. I'm sorry, but he knew she was dead. He's dating her. You're not just going to go weeks without knowing about your girlfriend being dead out of like randomness. Like that's just not how it works. So he's aware of it. He is like astutely aware. He knows she's dead. And on top of that, he's probably responsible for her getting involved in with like drugs and also being malnourished. Because at the end of the day, if she's dating him and she's like fucking what, 13, 14, 15 in that range, he's responsible for her. Not some manager, not some like, she's the one that's apparently living with him. So he's responsible for her and what they do together. Like, there's no way he's just like leaving her in a house alone by herself and he's just going out doing whatever the fuck he wants. Like, he's hanging out with her at random moments at random times and doing shit with her, like maybe doing drugs and whatnot. Like, I can't imagine David has no involvement whatsoever. That just doesn't make any fucking sense to me. But anyways, guys, I'm going to head out. I'm going to send you guys over to Mrao. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll have another movie watched. Maybe even two by tomorrow. Okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Bye.